Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he.
I swear to God, it was because I overheard when I was walking in the hall earlier. I'd overheard Tom on the phone with, I'm assuming, a listener calling in, and I wanted to. I'd heard, oh, they're all closed on 5, and so I wanted to circle back because we are, Jason. That's the advantage of being live and local.
Yeah, we're for the people.
For the people, you want to let people know what's going on. So, yeah, if you are heading north on I-5 or set to head north on I-5 around Sutterville, you're going to want to skedaddle around it.
And there's a sale at Penny's.
And there's a sale at Penny's. Leo's getting larger. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, January 9th. I was remarking yesterday how, I don't know if sweet, cute, it's tough because it's such a serious subject, but the amount of messages our new friends over in England have sent over the last few days about, like, are you guys okay with the fires? Like, is it close to you? Like, they have no concept because everything is so closed in over there. And it's a super sweet, like, I'm not making fun of them or anything. It's just, it's interesting that they think California is all like, oh, hey, Brad Pitt, and there's the ocean, and, Tahoe, Yosemite, and LA, and, we're all like, We're all one. So I did the math on the old Google Maps, and I say the guys, the distance from us to the fires is approximately the difference from London, which is in the southeast of England, and Glasgow, Scotland, which is in like the northern, that's right on near the Scotland-England border. Mm-hmm. But I've said it before, it's just so amazing that, like, their big soccer league over there is the Premier League, and the longest possible road trip you can make between two of their teams, their longest trip, like for us it would be the Boston probably, or Miami. Their equivalent to that is, I think it's like 12 miles less than our work to LA.
Wow.
Like that is their longest. So really there's just that.
I'm taking a longer road trip to see the Kings versus the Blazers.
Yeah, you are, as a matter of fact. What, by the way, is that just you like Portland thing?
Huh? It's my friend's birthday. He wanted to go up there. So
you have Portland friends?
Huh?
You have Portland friends?
No, he's from here.
Oh,
he wanted to go to Portland.
Oh, he's just randomly in Portland. Is that a weekend?
It's a Thursday game.
I didn't see anything in work day. Sorry.
You should go on a work day. Apparently, you've been leaving your days off.
It's a great point.
It's never a good thing when the boss is like, "Hey, when's Dave coming back?" There's nothing in work day.
Well, he just didn't see it. Oh, we got. Did you guys get your new shirts yesterday?
I did. Today I got mine.
Today he stopped me, and we've got new KH2K polos. And the purple.
Sacktown Sports. Polo.
Sacktown Sports. Yeah. Thank you. Look good.
Yeah.
Look really good.
Mine's a tube top.
Is it?
Yeah, you should have seen him shaking.
Oh, it's
earlier.
great.
Yeah.
Well, they show off that belly button ring of yours.
Yeah.
It's cute. Little Kings logo
and the
on
back
it.
tat.
Uh-huh. I'm a little nervous today. I'm not going to lie.
About?
Mm-hmm.
Dentist Day?
Yep.
This is the reason why this isn't our first day of non-fasting.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that too. I was like, God, how is this going to work? Because we're set to start Sunday night.
Correct.
Okay. And I'm getting 3 teeth pulled today, including 2 wisdom teeth.
Okay.
So I'm already kind of going to be pre-fasting in a sense of, I don't know what the rules are, but I'm assuming it's like all, because there's like one on the left side, one on the right side, and then another little tooth.
Wait, where's the other one?
It's right down. It's right down here. So that works for the radio, by the way. Right.
The
down
one
here.
left and right, and then another one just didn't compute with.
It was like in the all on the bottom. And I'm pretty sure how it works is you got to eat like, soft foods or milkshakes or whatever, which, hey, that's fine. Although I was reading that. I was like, milkshakes. I was like, well, that seems like it would hurt, like, because it's so cold.
No, I think it'll feel good.
Anybody here ever had a tooth pulled?
Yes.
And how'd that go?
It was a while ago, and I know that what I've learned is it's different for everybody.
Yeah, no,
because I heard some pretty bad things, and I'm like, mine, knock on wood, was very smooth.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, I won't say I was, recovered like ASAP and eating steak that night, but it wasn't. Some people are like, and I'm shut down, and I was hurting for a while. I'm like, oh, wow. It was not like that.
What about the actual?
They just put the string, grab the door, and then slam it home.
Yeah.
Mine's actually, they're tying it to the back of a car bumper. Well, I paid a little extra.
Mine was a jet airliner.
Big old jet airliner?
Yeah.
Don't carry me too far away.
Did you do it, Chris, or no?
Do what?
Have a tooth pulled?
No.
Okay. So, and
I lost all my wisdom.
Did they pull them all?
No, all of my wisdom.
All your wisdom,
smart.
it was gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
It was years ago.
I'm not a great dentist guy. I always get nervous there.
Yeah. But I remember enjoying the
gas.
What they gave me.
Okay. So that's the other thing is that
we gonna do video. We gonna each
no, because
YouTube it's clicks.
I may have made. I'll let you know tomorrow, but I may have made a bad decision because they said, okay, so you have choices here. You could opt for like the general anesthetic where they completely put you under. I've never done that. I'm like, I'm good. And then the other one is the nitrous oxide, the laughing gas, right? But then I was asking them, and because I've said before, my big nightmare is I'm going to be the guy slapping butts and saying all kinds of crap, and it gets caught on video. And you just don't. Right. We've all seen the videos, and I don't know who these people are. So I got to assume they're not that way, and I'm certainly not that way. But who knows? I don't want that video out there. I'm terrified of that. So. I said, well, what are the other and they go, well, we don't have to give you any of that. We can just numb you up. And I was like, you mean like they put this like gauze on your gums to start out that like does a topical numbing on the outside, right? And then they move in with the needle in the corner of your jaws, and then there's some needling going on, but by the time you're numbed up from the stuff that's not a needle, you can't really feel the needle is the idea. And they do a pretty good job of that before because I've had stuff done and they've done a little bit of that and whatever. And I'm like, okay, so I've done that before, but not for a tooth pulling. If I do that, am I going to feel anything? And they're like, well, you won't feel pain. You'll definitely feel pressure.
Sure.
You'll feel the pressure. You'll
be awake.
Right. You'll be awake. You'll be aware of everything. Like your jaw will be jacked open and you'll know what's going on, but you won't feel the pain. I'm like, okay, but what about like that deep nervy pain? Like not the surface pain. I'm talking about like when you yank a roo, am I going to feel some sort of sharp horrible, like I just chewed on tinfoil. And they're like, no, that'll all be numb. I'm like, well, let's just do that. But man, that sounds like one of them famous last words things. So I'm because why wouldn't everybody do that?
Yeah.
Why would you ever do
because some people just, put
they
me
just
out.
don't. Yeah.
I don't want to even know. And then you wake up, you're like, wait, did you do it yet?
I don't mind the pressure. I don't mind the noise. I don't mind. I'll have my AirPods in playing. Yeah.
Okay, I never thought about that.
Yeah, I bring my AirPods. I don't like. That's the thing when they do it's like when they do the thing where they're like,
because don't they talk to you like open your? Well, at that point, your mouth will be like.
Well, and
open.
yeah, and like they can like that's happened before, and they'll like tap my shoulder, and I pull out the AirPod. And it's like, hey, do the thing, and I'm okay, great, no problem. But and they give you like these sunglasses.
Hey,
so
apologies, we removed your appendix.
I know, oopsie. And then they got a TV above me, but it's always like Moana or such. You're
the kid's dentist.
The specific place they do this at is the one I normally go to is like the regular dentist. The place where they do this stuff is I'm surrounded by children. Like it's a kid's place. So like so
you better not be making noise.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, ah! And like Billy's over there like, ah, what's the old weird man doing? So
toughen up, big guy.
Right, exactly. I'm like holding hands. Squeeze my hand if it hurts.
Tell me a story.
Do we really have to do this in a fire truck chair?
I know, right?
You want a toy from the bin?
Well, they give me it's funny you say it's not a fire truck chair, but it's actually a race car chair that kind of leans back and it has a CB in there so you can call other race car beds.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Shout out Grandma's boy. So and also I asked, they said it's fine. I'm driving myself there and back.
Okay.
They said it's fine. They said, look, if you're not going under him, you're fine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's doable.
Well,
driving there is no problem.
No, of course not.
No, driving home should be fine.
Yeah,
if you're doing what you're describing. You'll probably want to call somebody just because your face will feel funny.
I'll call you and which will sound totally normal.
What's he doing?
And then. Yeah, I'm worried about two things. I'm worried about one in the middle of it. I'm like, give me the laughing gas. This is not working. Or two.
Is that an option? Did they say like, hey, if this is too much for you?
No, they didn't say
give you all something.
I don't know why not though. I don't know why they got it on hand. They accidentally give me helium. Oh, that hurts.
Oh, that's really hurting me.
And then the second thing is like, I've made no bones about this. Like I will do everything I can to avoid painkillers. Right? it's just something I've always done. And so I know they're going to prescribe, I think they already told me like Vicodin and Norcos, right? And I don't want any part of that. So I'm going to be ibuprofen quite a bit or acetaminophen, whatever the hell they tell me to do. I'm worried about the procedure itself, but then I'm also worried about like 9:00 tonight. I'm going to bed and my mouth is like, no, you're not going. No, you're going to, we're going to throb for a while. I don't know. It's the unknown.
Weren't you listening to Throbbing Thick earlier today, Jason?
I was.
Throbbing Thick?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'll let you guys. We'll have fun stories in the morning. All right, we'll take a break when we come back.
For the show, you really should have gone under.
If I knew, that's the thing. If like Dentist Jesus came down and was like, I guarantee you.
These are the things you'll say.
Like you won't.
Are you okay with this?
Just simply, you won't say or do anything that is career-ending or illegal or assaulting or what. You're just going to say silly stuff. Yeah. Then I would 100% do it.
Which is what I did.
Which is what you did. Yeah, you assaulted people?
No, it was silly stuff.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
Well, right.
What if all your stuff was just King's Rewind clips?
Oh no!
Suck again.
Gross.
We'll take a break. Oh God, I can see MC's already going. When we come back, big game in the NBA yesterday, and college football, Kings, Niners. Today we got Kelly Brothers on. He is, as a matter of fact, I've heard a rumor before.
Good at business.
Very good at business. And then we will also have Sam Amick on as well. It's Dave, it's Jason, it's Chris. It's a Thursday edition of the program. We'll be right back after this.
Friday night, Kings and Celtics. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 3. Tip-off at 4:30. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings. Sacktown Sports 1140.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you bought that TV in a parking lot. It just happened to not come in a box or include a remote. And when you finally managed to turn it on, all it displayed was the menu of Grumpy's Tacos. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Garland looking. Garland now dribbles to the top of the three-point arc. Backs up, 30 to go. Garland into the paint. Floats. Automatic! DG! Into the lane. He never misses.
Never, ever.
Never missed.
We will talk about this game a little bit later. It's very rare that we'll go that into a game that is not Kingsy, but this was
we have a rewind of it.
We do have, this was a fun game actually, and we'll talk about this, and it's one of the 3 for Madness questions. I don't want to steal it too much, but just watching it, I was like, oh, okay, take the uniforms off. Well, that'd be weird, but take away the fact that it's Cleveland and OKC. Like if that was like Boston and Denver, I don't know, like teams that we accept are good historically or whatever. Those are 2 really good teams.
Yes, and you can see why. Yeah,
those are 2 really good teams.
Yeah, and it's one of those like when it ends and Cleveland wins, you're like good for them, and I don't even think an ounce less of OKC
at all.
It's just they didn't win yesterday. It's like if they play 10, is that 5-5? Does it go 9-1 OKC? It's just this is the one. Like they're both great.
I would love to see 7 more of those, or really 8 more of those, I guess. Yeah. It was in Cleveland. And also OKC had lost that NBA Cup game. So I'm kind of glad Cleveland won because they have like the legit winning streak.
Yeah, that 15 hoax.
Oh my goodness, though. That was a fun game to watch. Between what is, I know by record they're the 2 best teams in the league, but honestly, with apologies to the Celtics, the Cavs right now are 5.5 better than the Celtics.
Isn't that crazy?
It really is. Like, and we're just about halfway. We're very close to halfway through. God, we're already halfway through the season. Time flies. Where did it all go?
Yeah.
Mostly lost.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Run that downward spiral.
We are, Jason.
Yeah.
32-4 are the Cleveland Cavaliers. They have now won 11 in a row. Kings pick up a half game on the Thunder.
Yeah.
Kings are only 12.5 back.
Watch out, OKC.
Look out. And the Sacramento Kings right now are tied for the 10 seed with the losing San Antonio Spurs.
Losers.
And if the Warriors lose in Detroit tonight, there will be a 3-way tie for the 9er seed.
It's happening. It's happening, everybody.
It's all happening. It's all happening. Also, by the way,
just the Kings could take 2 weeks off. I think they'd be like 7th soon.
Would you believe me if I told you the Sacramento Kings have the longest winning streak in the Western Conference?
I would believe you.
They have nobody else, Jason, in the entire Western Conference has even won 3 in a row.
Do they have the 2nd longest in the league?
They do. They are technically tied with the Pistons, who have won 5 in a row.
Those guys.
But yeah, they have the 2nd longest winning. And like I said, nobody in the Western Conference has even won 3 in a row, and the Kings have won 5 in a row.
Imagine being that bad.
Imagine trying to tell somebody on social media, like, 2 weeks ago. Like, yeah, it's going to be fine. Like, you're going to wake up and Kings are going to go, they're going to go at least, I would say, 10 to 12 days into the new year without even losing.
Yeah.
They'll win 5 in a row. What? Be like, oh, Homer, chill, crazy, give me some of what you're smoking. Well, here we are, Jason Ross, reunited.
Look at us.
Feels so good.
Yeah.
Look at us. Who'd have thought? Cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
Debo's situation.
Debo's under contract. Yeah.
Expect him back.
Yeah. A good player and has done a ton for this organization. And, we're not in the business of letting good players out of here. So.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's back.
Wow. Sam Darnold on line 3 there, guy. Well, John Lynch, GM of the Niners, talking about that. So Javon Hargrave is gonzo. The Javon Hargrave era in San Francisco is over.
Yeah, describe it.
I would say it happened.
Okay.
And
I was there. I remember it.
I remember it. Yeah, it happened, and now it's done.
Yeah.
And does Javon Hargrave get a video when he comes back? A tribute video.
Can they do that in the NFL? They should.
I will remember you. I feel like I feel like they should.
Yeah.
For the really, really good ones.
Yeah.
So we'll have more on the Niners a little bit coming up in the next segment. It's not just releasing Javon Hargrave, but we're holding on to Deebo Samuel. Now, again, it's GM speak. I mean, look, somebody, whatever, who knows? There's never any guarantees. Plus, you got the draft. They're going to be in draft mode and all that, and looking at the playoffs and seeing what's happening. So interesting for the Niners, though, that they're on the sidelines.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally, no pun intended, on the sidelines, looking at all this stuff, and they'll have their work cut out for them this summer. We'll talk again about that coming up in the next segment. Question, or should I say, cut number 3.
Cut number 3.
Kick to start the half. Jaden Harrison might get a chance here. Going to bring it out from his own 2-yard line. Cuts it inside, takes it out to the far side, across the numbers, along the far sideline. Jaden Harrison hit the Jets across midfield. 40, 30, 20, 10. It's a touchdown. Yes! Kickoff return from Jaden Harrison. He waited all season long, and golden is thy fame. What a return to start the second half.
That's a call.
It is.
That's a fun call. Penn State, Notre Dame, and that is the Orange Bowl.
Oh, the Orange Bowl. Okay.
The Orange Bowl. This is a very, very tight game. Notre Dame's favored by 1.5, but the money line is dead even. Yeah. Number 7 versus number 6. Interestingly enough, you got 5, 8, 7, 6.
Yeah.
I want to count down. I want to go 1, 2, 3, say it. Who do you believe this year's national champion will be? I want to see if we have the same one. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, Ohio State. Yeah. I mean, it's just, they look really good, dude.
They did.
They look really, really, really good. I don't hate Ohio State. I just don't like them. I don't know why I don't like them.
So, of the 4, who would you want?
God, I don't really like any of these teams. I don't like Notre Dame. I still don't like from when we played them in the national championship. And
so, how about Penn State?
Well, normally it would be Penn State, but I don't know. It just seems weird to root for Penn State. You know what I'm saying?
What is okay? Question though.
Yeah.
When does that end?
I know. No,
I'm not. I get the point.
We're obviously
no one's connected to that anymore, right? I guess.
I know.
But that's an institution, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the rules are because Jason's 100% right. Like, look, and we're obviously talking about
because we know about it for 80 years from now. You're like, oh, it's okay now.
Honestly, I'm like kind of half joking here. Like, they kind of should probably change the name of the school and the colors. Just rebrand because.
Just to wash that off.
Sadly, when I hear Penn State, that's what I think of. And then I'm like, ugh. And you're right. I would imagine nobody there is connected to it. These kids that playing had nothing to do with it. The coaches, nothing to do with it. They've obviously endured, and I've always said, we've talked about this before when we were on the air when all that stuff happened. Like, imagine being just some kid who, like, because that's a tough school to get into.
Right.
Imagine some kid who worked his tail off to get into Penn State back in the day, and you're like a junior at Penn State, and you're super proud, and then all of a sudden this thing happens you have absolutely nothing to do with. And now your school is an absolute punchline.
You go there.
Oh, so did you know? It's like the wildfires. The England people are. So did you know these people? It's like, there's like 7,000 people here, and I'm a chemistry major.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah.
But that's it. I mean, you have, and all of a sudden, it's like you go from being proud of I am going to graduate Penn State to like, oh hey, did you go to college? Yeah. Well, where'd you go? I was at Pennsylvania. I was in Pennsylvania. I just graduated. Yeah. How about the Bears? So on the other hand, I'm like, you know what? That would be great for them. Like, good for them, and they can be proud of that. But yeah, I'm still. And Texas is just like Texas and Ohio State are the two most populous colleges in the country. The biggest camp, the biggest student body, 1 and 2.
So you want them all to lose? You're still rooting for Florida State.
Yeah, honestly, Sac State.
Yeah,
Stingers up. And honestly, and really, Notre Dame's colors are, if it was green, would be Sac State colors instead of navy.
Yeah.
And Penn State's
Great
colors
point right there.
Penn State's colors are kind of UC Davis
ish.
Boo.
I'm just saying. Did you just boo UC Davis?
I went to Sac State.
Okay.
The Stingers up.
I mean, he went to UC Davis, but it's
Stingers up.
Yeah.
He's been at Sac State longer.
Much longer.
I don't know. How long were you at UC Davis? It might be kind of close.
4.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we'll take a break.
Did it in 4.
When we come back.
Probably cost you $25.
I gave him a 20 and got change.
You probably paid less,
and 32 is your change, sir.
Less for your UC Davis education than I've paid in college application fees over the last month. That's
probably true.
So sad.
That is just gross.
It really. Tell me about it. When we come back, the Niners released Javon Hargrave, and we got some comments from Coach Shanahan as well as John Lynch. We'll do all that next.
Kevin Herter plays here.
It's Herter. He's been hot. He fires. He's still hot. Kevin Herter from downtown has a 15-point first quarter.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Did you know that replacing garage doors is the biggest return on investment homeowners can get on improvements? Jason Ross here, and let me tell you about the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, a family-owned and operated company with third-generation owners that's been in business for 71 years right here in Sacramento. With new garage doors from Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, you'll not only get the wow factor, but you'll also know that you're working with a well-respected and proven company. Residential and commercial, brand new garage doors, or repairs to existing doors, they do it all. Take advantage of their free at-home estimates on new garage doors or check out the showroom with no appointment needed. And while you're at it, mention me, Jason Ross, or Sacktown Sports and receive $100 off a new garage door paired with a new garage door opener. Check out their website at ohdsac.com or call them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
When an overwhelmed injury victim calls Ashton or Price, we immediately remove their legal burden and introduce them to the very best medical care in the region. They focus on their health, and we handle all the rest. When they reach the end of their medical journey and are reunited with happiness and hope, we unleash our decades of legal experience to obtain maximum compensation. We are real, local, experienced litigators and snappy dressers, too. Consultation's free, and there's never a fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
I joined the military for my kid and his mom. I miss my son a lot. One of the things with the military is tobacco, but that's how a lot of people try to deal with mental issues. Everyone's vaping constantly. After my first hit of a vape, I was hooked like that. Once I got back home from my deployment, I caught my son trying to hit my vape. That was it. I had to quit.
Californians are beating big tobacco. You can too. For free support, text Kick Nicotine to 66819 today.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? It seems impossible to find them. Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now it's our lowest price of the season on our top-selling i8 smart bed. Your best savings plus special financing. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave coming to you from a good friends at American Energy. Look, it's already cold outside. It's only going to get colder. American Energy wants to help you stay warm and make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of the $49 tune-up inspection. Normally $119, $49 right now, and that includes a full safety and duct inspection. And check it out. If your system's over 10 years old, and I'll bet it is, the tune-up, yeah, it's free. It's free from a company that's been in business since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ Better Business Bureau. Check their Yelp, check their Google reviews. Don't take my word for it. Give them a call right now. $50 off your first recommended repair. If you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Check them out at theaeway.com and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Find out more at CITPFest.com. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sacktown Sports.
I'd like to welcome in a new listener. I don't know who the person is, but I do know on the text line at 916-339-1140 when I came back in. It said, who is Carmichael Dave's favorite college team? It's a new listener. Who?
Yeah.
Who's my favorite college team?
Yeah. I don't know the answer to that.
You know what? Here's an answer. I like them all. I just want to see a good game.
No,
Sound like my dad.
I just want to see you guys play hard.
Nope.
No? Not having that?
My dad's favorite college team was whichever the best California college team is at the time.
Is your dad's a bandwagoner?
Yeah.
Oh, college bandwagoner? Oh, yeah.
And a troll. Like, you think I'm a troll?
Oh, no. Is that where you get it from?
No, because like at least I have teams. He would find out, oh, who's your team? I'm rooting against it.
Like, so he would have rooted for the Warriors playing the Kings?
He was a Kings fan.
Okay, but just in college.
But like he was a Lakers fan, he was a Warriors fan.
Gross.
He was a Rams fan, he was a Niners fan.
Gosh, we're learning a lot about you. Learning a lot about Chris. Welcome back.
He was a Yankee fan, he was a Giants fan.
Ew. San Francisco Giants?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did he ever go to the dinner that you had when the Yankees and Giants, every time the San Francisco visit New York?
He didn't get the invite.
He didn't get the invite? Okay. We played earlier John Lynch expecting Deebo Samuel to come back. Here's Kyle Shanahan, though, on getting the Brock Purdy thing donezo soon.
It's important to have our whole team back for OTAs. And it's actually, it's last year, it was like 8 weeks after our last game that our guys needed to be back for voluntary work and stuff, which I think is real important. And the year before that, it was like 9 or 10 weeks. So these last two, and then when we all got back, it was like, you could tell we all were back, but we wish we had a little bit more time. And when I look at a calendar now and realize we have 14 weeks until we need to get back, like I expect everyone to be ready to go and excited to really get this going and play some football. And that starts with Brock. Like Brock is the leader of our team. I've loved these 3 years with Brock. I plan on being with Brock here the whole time I'm here. So like Brock's been a stud. He's a guy I got a lot of confidence in and just as a human. But it starts with what he's done on the field these last 2.5 years, and capable of winning a Super Bowl with him. We just almost did. And I know he's capable of getting the Niners Super Bowl in the future.
It's a nice endorsement.
It is a nice endorsement.
If there was any questions of doubt, at least, that's what he's saying publicly. And I believe Kyle behind that.
I believe him too. And I really hope in this situation, it sounds like both sides have said, well, it doesn't sound like both sides have said publicly, hey, we want to get it done. We want to get it done early. And with Brock Purdy, you're talking about a guy going from whatever, $900,000 to millions. And I mean, he's going up a few tax brackets. And I think that every player should get every dollar they can. I never fault a player for having a huge contract and underperforming, unless it's they're kind of like it's in their control, or it seems like it's in their control. If a guy's just like gained 100 pounds, or the Deshaun Watson stuff, there are exceptions there, but generally it's like, look, don't blame the GM. Nobody listening, no sports fans, no anyone. If our bosses, if our boss came in and said, guys, you're doing a great job, we want to sign you to basically a lifetime deal. We're going to give you a 20-year deal. We're going to pay you each $5 million a year to do this job. I'll just say, without getting specific as far as what we make, which people were trying to guess earlier in the chat, $5 million a year would be a slight raise for both of us.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, wow. I know you got those endorsements.
Yep.
But
are they close, by the way, on our
I mean,
no,
some, yeah. Anyways, but I would run through an offensive line of Eric Armstead's to sign that deal, because I want the money and you're offering it, which means that's my market value, at least right here, even if I'm grossly overpaid or you're grossly overpaid. So I never want to say, oh, well, this player should take less money. However, I think there is an angle I hope that Brock Purdy and his agent go to, which is like, look, we don't necessarily owe anything to the Niners, for picking us last and giving us an opportunity. Like, we earned that. But at the same time, this is a really good situation. Be careful what you wish for. We're comfortable here. They're offering us a ton of money. Could we get more elsewhere? Maybe.
Right.
But also, we want to win championships. And, Tom Brady did this, right? It's one of the things about his career that's not talked about enough that I love. Tom Brady, no one's going to cry over his financial situation, but Tom Brady multiple times took less money than the market, or took a pay cut so the Patriots would have more money to work with, to surround him with players so that he could continue to win championships. And by the way, whatever millions he lost, air quotes, in letting the Patriots hit that cap, and it's a cap situation. Nobody's feeling bad for Robert Kraft for spending the money. They're just hard capped. So you have to create the money somewhere if you're gonna. That's paid off for him in spades. He's gotten that money back in other things. So I hope it's a situation where when this and I kind of think it will be, if I had to guess, that when Brock Purdy's contract extension is announced, it's going to be a massive raise. He's going to be making $20-something million. I don't know that he gets into the 30s, but if they did something where it was like, we've signed Brock Purdy to a 4-year, $28 million per year type of situation. 4-year 120, 4-year 130. I think that's probably around where it's going to land.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm always so bad at these because I feel like anybody that's been like with his winning percentage, with his stats, with being a finalist for the MVP a year ago, anytime that type of quarterback becomes available, it seems like they become the highest paid quarterback in the history of the league. Doesn't it? I mean, whether it's like, oh, it's Jared Goff, now it's Jordan Love, oh, now it's Joe Burrow, now it's like, man,
you just keep taking the place.
Yeah.
And taking the place.
Now, to your point, I would like to see him get paid well, but also not
hamstring the.
Yeah. So I don't know where that sweet spot is. I don't know what he'll do, but I know when agents get in there, like, why are you going to take less for the position value, that kind of thing?
Well, and that's the other thing as we break here is that, and you and I both have screamed this from the top of our lungs for years, but I also have to be very cognizant that Brock Purdy has played 3 years in the NFL, and he's thrown for almost 10,000 yards. Really, he's played 2.5 years in the NFL. 10,000 yards, 64 touchdowns versus 27 interceptions with 104.9 career rating. Like, just look at his numbers and look at his record, even with this year included. Look at his record, and you go, okay. But if Brock Purdy was picked 4th, would we be like, well, he should do, we'd be like, oh God, dude, he's going to be the highest paid quarterback.
If this was Caleb Williams after 2.5 years and he was available to get,
right,
he's getting the max deal.
So I just, maybe I'm just being, red,
I don't know where
gold
to
tinted
land.
Glasses. I'm like, just take less, dude. You're Mr. Relevant, bro. Now when he's ready to get money, now I'm like, I don't know, Brock. I don't know if you're the quarterback, dude. We'll take a break. When we come back, college football returns tonight, Notre Dame, Penn State. I know not a lot of, not everybody's a college football fan around here, so we're going to have a general conversation, which is basically, how are the playoffs doing? Grade them. We're in the semifinals right now. We'll get to that next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way, 30.
Don't miss the excitement of 49ers game day. Secure your spot at Levi's Stadium for the 2025 season.
20, one block and he's in.
Season tickets are available now. Inventory is limited, so to speak with a representative, call 415-GO-49ers.
Touchdown!
That's 415-GO-49ers.
San Francisco!
There's a reason why more and more people are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville. And it's not just because they're centrally located next to Hagan Oaks Golf Course. It's because they make the car buying experience different than anywhere else. Yeah, of course they can get you a great price. That's the easy part. Where their general manager, Chuck Dean, and his team really make a difference is they don't believe you should have to sacrifice great customer service to get a great deal. Stomp on in today and see for yourself. That's Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's the place where a handshake still means something.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn ever since I turned 40. I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text PIVOT to 425
42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text TIVOT to 42424. That's pivot to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Sun is shining, the chairlifts are spinning. That's right, stellar weather here at Palisades. What are you waiting for? Hop in your Toyota and head on up here. I'm Johnny Mosley, and this is your Thursday Toyota Tahoe Report.
Thanks, Johnny. Tahoe skiers, get ready for a bluebird day with mostly sunny skies. Temperatures will warm up into the low 30s, and you might experience modern wind gusts up to 15 miles per hour. Enjoy this beautiful day on the slopes. This report is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
On Sacktown Sports.
Oh, welcome back. Hey, got any good stuff going on this weekend, Jason?
Well, a couple Kings games, Friday and Sunday. Some football. Playoffs.
Football playoffs.
Yeah. No other plans I can think of right now. Should I? Do you?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm holding off because I don't know what condition I'm going to be in. I may go up the hill, but I also may be flat on my back.
Are you going to be ready for our fasting?
Yeah, I think I'm in uncharted waters, man. I think so. I'm good to go. We got all the stuff.
Yeah.
I've planned it out. I'm excited. In case you missed, Jason, Chris, and I are scheduled to begin a 3-day water fast. That sounds like we're not drinking any water.
Right, it does.
Well, so
water only.
I was watching. I
was telling a friend about that, and she's like, "So you're not drinking any water?"
God, you just be.
I guess it's just a 3-day fast.
I think that's what it is. Because if it was a 3-day water fast, by day 2, you're just peeing Mrs. Buttersworth. it's just syrup. Like, that would just be gross. I was also thinking about this too. Every day when I come home from work, I feed the dogs and put water in their bowl, and they just go for it. I have to stop Gus from if Gus drinks more than like 10 seconds worth of water, because he just goes right to the water and just blem, just drinks as much as he can. If he goes longer than 10 seconds, he barfs. Every time, just barfs. And then it's a whole scene because then Gracie comes over and she's like, "Oh, food," and that's just not fun to watch. Yeah. So I do that, and I realize
you're not going to finish that.
Yeah, exactly. But I started thinking, I'm like, you know what? Dogs drink water only. Like, we have a ton of different beverages we drink. Dogs all water their whole life. I mean, I'm not saying they've never, but no Kool-Aid, no sodas, no iced tea.
Yeah, but they drink different types of water.
You mean like toilet?
Yeah, toilet water,
hose,
pond water.
Yeah.
So,
water that's collected outside somewhere.
Okay, so is that what it is? So like they're different.
I've always wanted rainwater.
Right. They're watching a little dog commercial and it's like, "Hey, Puddle, try it."
Yeah.
And Diet Puddle. Okay. All right. I got you.
Puddle Zero.
Puddle Light.
Yeah,
the whole thing. College football back tonight. Notre Dame and Penn State. Why am I not more excited? I'm going to watch.
Yeah.
And I have watched. And so far, Texas, Arizona State, I think that's going to be the game of the postseason. We'll see. But that's a lot to live up to. But I feel like I should be more excited. I thought I would be more excited, and I'm not. That's just me.
Yeah.
Are you as into this as you thought you would be when they announced the format?
You know what? That's a good question. Probably, I would say a little bit less. Now, I'm definitely watching. I'm intrigued by all of it, and it's not even a matchup thing, I don't think. But does this parallel at all? This might be a stretch, but what do you think? March will be here. We'll do brackets. We'll have our predictions. We'll have our whole thing. And hey, I've got this team getting the Final Four. This is my finals. This is my pick. And then, I don't know, you lose a couple teams, and then the team you maybe personally root for is out, and it's to the Final Four. And you're like, yeah, I mean, I'm going to watch, but I can't win the pool. My team is out. And the game's on tonight.
I guess it is just because obviously if UCLA were in the Final Four, Florida,
probably try to be there.
Be like,
and if not, it's ever. Like, how long till kickoff? Like, can the show go faster? Yeah.
And I guess maybe it's like an NBA Cup correlation. Like if the Kings were in the finals of the NBA Cup, we think it's the greatest thing ever. But then we're just like, okay, I mean, I guess I'll watch.
Yeah. But I mean, I think the premise is great. I love it. I will watch for sure. And maybe we'll still have there's 3 games left, the 2 semis and the finals, and maybe we'll have some classic moments still ahead.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I don't really have much invested in any of these teams. There's none of these teams left. I'm really, if there was a Boise State or an Arizona State.
If Scadaboo had won that game and they were playing tomorrow night against that would have been Ohio State, man.
I'd be all over it.
Yeah.
I would be all over it. But now, and by the way, we have reached out to Cam.
Yeah.
And we have talked to him, and he's got a bunch of posts.
And he knocked us over.
We were like, hey,
yeah.
But we're gonna get him on. I would say hopefully next week. He's got a bunch of crap he's doing this week, but was kind enough to say, yeah, we'll roll in. He remembers his roots.
Nice.
So that's very nice. Is there anything about these playoffs you would change?
Yeah, I would change the seeding, the way they've done that. I mean, I think it's not a slam against Cameron Scadaboo or against Boise State, but I want those teams in. They definitely should be there, but it didn't feel like those two specifically should have a bye, especially Arizona State, because I think they were ranked around 16th.
Yeah.
And they got a bye because they were a power conference that won their conference. Now, that's the rules, but I think that, again, I think they should get an automatic bid. No issue with that. I just think the seeding, they got a bye, and I mean, they're already into that next round. I mean, that's crazy. Yeah. And I think that's why a little bit, now I don't know if it was just a this year outlier, but all 4 top seeds lost. All 4 seeds that had a bye.
Which is strange.
I think it is. I think that's an outlier, but still, and the other thing is, personally, I think I would raise it a few more teams. That's just me.
I would say if you're Frederick College Football, the president of the league, you're probably really happy with. I don't know that you could be happier with the way maybe the only thing that bothers you is that Texas and Ohio State are playing in the semis and on the same side of the bracket, but you've got 4 with everything these playoffs were supposed to do with, now other teams have a chance and this and that, whatever. You have 4 of the bluest of blue bloods.
Yeah, you got brand names. The only thing I could see as a potential drawback is an Ohio State-Penn State win. So then you just basically feel like, is this a Big Ten game?
Yeah, I could see that.
That's nitpicking, I guess, because that's fair. That's the way it's drawn out.
You're probably really, I'm just thinking, if you're from college football perspective, you're probably rooting for Notre Dame for sure. And then I think honestly,
I don't think it matters.
Do you have the same problem if it's Ohio State? Is that too Midwesty?
No, I think that's at least it's not the same conference. Yeah, but Notre Dame, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Texas, either one's massive.
I think if I were going to change one thing, I would say that the national championship game should be played in Fargo, North Dakota every year, just in the snow. That's okay for college, not for the Super Bowl,
right?
But for college, 100%. We'll take a break when we come back. Let's go around the NBA. Last night, Warriors, Pistons tonight, and one more thing in the world of college sports. Spotlight on your UCLA Bruins. Comments from the coach yesterday. They were. You don't see that every day. We'll talk about it next.
The only place you'll find Kevin Herter is Sacktown Sports.
Herter's open, steps into 3. He's got the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Kevin Herter, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Thinking about gas mileage? You know, changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Mobil 1 can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP extended life oil filter for only $38.99. Get started on your next job today with the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Thursday, getting out the door to a cool and potentially foggy start. Look for some areas of patchy fog, but it clears out pretty quickly. And by the afternoon, we're left with plenty of sunshine, light winds, and highs today in the upper 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Don't miss the excitement of 49ers Game Day by securing your 2025 season tickets now. Inventory is limited, so speak with a representative. Dial 415-GO-NINERS and reserve your seats. That's 415-GO-NINERS.
You guys got a new Honda? Well, it was like this. My mom was driving me to school when, bam, our car started smoking. My mom wasn't happy, so she called my dad and said, honey, if you value your life and our marriage, you will take care of this now. So my dad calls up Stockton Honda and was like, can you get me approved for a new car and save my marriage? And they're all, sure, Mr. Jones, we do this every day. And just like that, Stockton Honda to the rescue. StocktonHonda.com.
My good friends over at Jiffy Lube have an amazing New Year oil change special going on right now for the month of January. Get a full synthetic oil change starting at just $76.99 with a $33 off coupon online. That's right, starting at just $76.99 for a full synthetic motor oil change with a $33 off online coupon from JiffyLube.com today. Offer valid for up to 5 quarts of premium motor oil, specialty vehicles, and diesel extra. Happy New Year from Jiffy Lube.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now it's our lowest price of the season on our top-selling i8 smart bed. Your best savings plus special financing. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Oh, I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sepp Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is. Live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sepp Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sepp's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's time to open up your calendar app for some incredible live events coming your way. This is the Sacktown Sports Live Events Calendar, bringing you the hottest shows in town. Kick off 2025 with country superstars Dylan Scott and Jackson Dean. They're hitting the stage at Thunder Valley on January 10th for a night of hot country hits. Then on January 11th, laugh until your sides hurt with comedy legend Bill Engvall. He's performing live at Thunder Valley, a show you won't want to miss. And the one and only Justin Timberlake is bringing electrifying energy to the Golden One Center on January 15th. This is your chance to see an icon in action. For a more intimate vibe, catch Bryce Vine at Ace of Spades on January 25th. It'll be an unforgettable night of alternative hip-hop. And finally, looking ahead to February 20th, Old 60 lights up Ace of Spades with their unique blend of rock and soul. Get your tickets now because these shows will sell out fast. For details and updates, visit sacktownsports.com. And stay tuned. This is your ticket to the best live entertainment in the 916, the Sacktown Sports live events calendar.
Yeah, that's my girl.
Dylan Scott, Country Till I Die Tour.
That's my girl.
Platinum selling artist Dylan Scott. With special guests Jackson Dean and Avery Anna.
You just can't have mine. Thank God she loves me. God knows I got so lucky.
Friday, January 10th, 7 p.m. The venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit thundervalleyresort.com.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
I know there's science behind it, but why is it that, like, I can get hit in the arm, shoulder, whatever, I can bang my hip? Why is it that the knee and the toes are, when I came to sit down to start the segment, I banged my knee on the corner of this table. Oh, the funny bone. Who the hell decided it's a funny bone?
It's not so funny.
I don't know. Pretty funny from my
I mean, honestly, it's probably a guy like Verla who's like, hey, it's funny to watch you writhe in pain, idiot. 1-800-920-1140. We're going to get to around the NBA right now, but we want to get to Anthony first. Good morning, Anthony. Welcome in.
Good morning, Dave.
Morning. Hey, Jason's here too. So's Chris.
What's up, Jason? What's up, Chris?
Hey, what's going on?
No, so I was dropping off Danny Cowboy Crazy this morning at the airport. We were talking about, or he brought up, well, when was the last time we beat Boston? And he thought it was like years that it's been since we beat him at home because he's flying out there for the game. And I looked it up, and it was just in 21 when we beat him at home. So it hasn't been years.
When you say beat him at home, do you mean beat him in Boston?
Yeah, we beat him in Boston in 21. Actually, we beat him at home, too, here in Sac. But
yeah,
he was thinking it was longer than that. But no, we beat them recently. And they lost to the 76ers and the Grizzlies, which are both two of the teams that we beat in this five-series win that we got going on.
Yeah, well,
what's happening? I remember last year they had a huge.
It was like
comeback.
a 1-point game, right?
Yeah, and like remember there was like I think it was Keegan had the rebound and got knocked out of his hand. Then Horford scored after that in Boston.
Wait, what was going on last year? I just got a total flashy deja something thing.
It was a huge comeback.
No, I was at Golden One Center for the comeback.
No, this one was
I know. I'm saying there was an event.
Oh, you were watching a concert or
Nate Bargatze, or was it? I think the only two things I've been there for are either Nate Bargatze or Jelly Roll.
It could have been Nate because
I think it was.
I remember wanting to go see him, but the Kings played a road game.
Yeah, I think it, and I'm watching with our guy James down at James Rasmussen and I were watching, and I was like, whatever.
Yeah,
and then wait, wasn't that like
Nate Bargatze?
Yeah, it was Nate Bargatze. Okay. And I'm there watching it with James and a couple other people, and they're just kind of, well, they're coming, well, hell yeah, that's cute. You know, they're doing the banana in the tailpipe again. And then, oh, okay, this again kind of, and the next thing you know, it's like we're just all gathered around a TV. Like, come on. Did Keegan?
Yeah, Keegan had what looked like he had the rebound, and then it got knocked out of his hand.
Yeah.
And I want to say Horford or somebody scored after that.
That's right. And then we probably reference this game more than any other game in recent memory. The last time they won at home, I believe, was the Marcus Smart game, right?
I think so.
When they won by, I think, one, and Smart had put up a little, I think it was a hook, and it hung on the front of the rim and then just rolled out. And that was the whole thing the next day where we came in and you had said, gosh, 1 inch to the left, 1 inch to the right completely dictates the mood of the city and the mood of this show. It's so funny how that works. That would have been the last. So they had, it's not out of the realm of possibility. And as we talked about yesterday, I don't like saying I expect them to lose, but if I was betting, I would say they're going to lose. They're certainly not going to be favored. And
it's okay to say that Boston's better than them.
I think Boston is better.
Yeah.
They're a more complete team than the Kings are, and they're playing at home.
Yeah.
I would also say, again, I'm only stuttering here, not because I'm a complete fool, though I am, but just because I don't like moral victories. But as I said yesterday, if it's a game like it was last year at the finish, if it's a back and forth thing and the Kings are keeping it to single digits and the final score is, Boston 110, Kings 103. All right. Did they play hard? Were they hustling?
They have fun.
Yeah, exactly. Then I'm fine with that. Then I'll be like, okay, I'm not ready to, Doug Christie doesn't have what it takes. And, I mean, this, if the one I'm glad it's a Friday game because we'll have a whole weekend plus a Chicago game, right?
Yeah.
To be past it. But I know if this game was on a Thursday and let's say it was like 107-101, Boston wins. The only take the next day that would piss me off would be like, I'm just saying, De'Aaron Fox came back and they lost. They won without him. Yeah. De'Aaron came back and they lost. So we'll see. Now, if they won, wouldn't it be Kingsy, though, for them to win and then lose to Chicago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Would that, okay, if I give you the choice.
Yeah.
For them I'm telling you now, they're going to be 1-1 on Monday when we're back.
Give me the Boston win.
That's what you would take. Okay.
Give me the Boston win.
What if Chicago's like really embarrassingly bad?
You mean like when you say you mean like the Chicago game is or the team? Okay.
Like what would you call right now the worst loss of the year? Like what's? Yeah, I mean, Detroit is a different kind of worst loss, but like remember the Indiana second half, like a full game of that.
One of those. I think I would be able to. I think I would take more. Okay, I still think my answer would be the same because I'd say, hey, look, they showed against Boston who they can be, but then they got happy with themselves. And then I think I'd wrap my head around, look, I need to see how they perform. I think Milwaukee's next. Let's see how they come out against Milwaukee because this is one of Doug Christie's big teaching moments. Kings got a little happy with themselves, won 6 in a row, beat Boston. Then you go in and realize all these teams are NBA teams and you got pantsed in Chicago. And ultimately, point differential doesn't matter in the NBA. It doesn't matter if you lose by 2 or you lose by 200. It's a loss. So maybe I would be able to purple glasses my way into, hey, if they come out against Milwaukee and win or look good in that one, maybe this will end up being a good loss because it'll kick them in the ass. I think that's how I'd wrap my head around it rather than they lost to Boston and then beat a team they should. I think the Boston win be honest with you, if they win on the road against Boston, I mean, that's probably your best win of the year all of a sudden, right?
Yeah, depending on how it all went, but it'd be hard to say why it wouldn't be.
Where are we at? 7-0. How much time do we have here, Chris? I want to make 2 minutes. Okay, that's perfect. Tom Haberstroh does stuff for NBC Sports California, was on his little video pod. I didn't mean little like that. Just his video podcast for Yahoo with Dan. Is it Devine?
I'm not sure.
I don't know either. Dan.
Yeah.
And this caught my eye because they were having a conversation about De'Aaron Fox. Tom's got some numbers. Dan doesn't agree. Listen up here.
This week's big number is minus 5.2. We're going negative this week, Dan. That's De'Aaron Fox on-off split this season, meaning that the Sacramento Kings are 5.2 points per 100 possessions worse with De'Aaron Fox, one-time All-Star De'Aaron Fox on the floor. And the last 2 games, De'Aaron Fox has not played, and they've been awesome, especially when it comes to Keon Ellis, who has been inserted into the starting lineup and doing everything from the point guard position. DeMar DeRozan looks better. Domantas Sabonis looks better. Everything starts to look better without De'Aaron Fox, who, by the way, has not signed an extension with the Sacramento Kings. Is he a number 1 on a championship team? I don't think so. Is he number 2 or 3? Probably. And when you're an NBA team looking for a star player, he might be the biggest fish on the market if Jimmy Butler can't find a landing spot. Do you think the Sacramento Kings should keep De'Aaron Fox through this trade deadline or get some better replacements that fit better with this team?
Sacramento doesn't necessarily get to shop at the top of the free agent market. You can't get whatever superstar you want all the time. So if you got like an all NBA caliber player who has, been clutch player of the year and led you to, oh, by the way, the first playoff appearance in 16 years, 2 years ago, still averaging like just under 27 points and 6 assists per game. Like the numbers are still there. The production's still there. The talent's still there. Minus 5.2 this year, but in the years past, it was plus 9 last season, plus 3 the year before that. We've seen De'Aaron Fox have a meaningful impact on winning in Sacramento the last couple of seasons.
I love it.
Yeah.
The reason that caught my ear, Jason, is because specifically because there's nothing in there we don't know and haven't talked about. It's because of that. That actually kind of encapsulates the entire conversation we've had. On one hand, the numbers and the imbalance of the backcourt really tend to go towards find out if he's going to resign, make a decision now, and if he is not, then get what you can before he's an expiring contract and that value goes down and you lose him anyways. But Dan's response to Tom there is exactly the counter we've had, which is, guys, he's averaging 27 plus points a game. He's great on both sides of the ball. He's entering his prime, and Sacramento doesn't get to pick from the top of the buffet when it comes to free agents. So
yeah, I mean, it's what I've been saying too about like, look, no one's untouchable if that's a route they want to go.
Yes.
But the second you do that, you're looking for your next De'Aaron Fox.
That's exactly right.
When he's in hand already and seemingly not a problem internally, and he's got a big contract. That's a big decision that he and the organization have to make, but that's really the biggest issue you've got.
Well, and as we go to break, you mentioned not a problem internally too. Guess it's as good a place as any to mention. There was a picture put out last night on Facebook. I shared, and a bunch of other people did that, of him at dinner at a restaurant, I think in Roseville, with Mike Brown from a couple nights ago. So, it doesn't. It's more of like, I think we're kind of past that, but it's more of the whole like, it wasn't. De'Aaron didn't. I wasn't him. So let's all just kind of put that one to bed. We'll take a break. When we come back, 3 for Madness. I see that I spelled the night they had dinner Tuesday. That's Tuesday, Chris.
Oh.
Yeah. Fox and Brown go to dinner. Keon Ellis and OKC versus the Cavs last night. We'll get to it next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
California's largest sportsman's expo is back, January 16th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. We've got more tackle. Grab deep discounts on a huge selection of fishing gear, apparel, and accessories at the giant Fisherman's Warehouse booth. This is the place to discover your next adventure, nearby or around the world. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, January 16th through 19th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. More info at sportsexpos.com.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Boy, did I misjudge that break. Took a little long to
sweet heat.
Picked the wrong time to take a handful of sweet heat. 3 for Madness with Kelly Brothers coming up next.
What?
Kelly Brothers. He's good at business.
Good at business.
Why? Could you not hear me?
No, I heard you.
Because I'm like a chipmunk?
You said 3 for Madness with Kelly Brothers coming up.
Oh, you know what? This is a rare case in which...
Are you on goofball pills or something?
I meant
3 for Madness is coming up.
I meant what I said, but I didn't put the comment in there.
Yeah.
3 for Madness, and then I should have paused. Well, Kelly Brothers coming up. I should have said in a few minutes.
Yeah.
That's my fault. 3 for Madness, question 1.
De'Aaron Fox was seen at dinner with Mike Brown Tuesday night. Can we put to bed he was behind the firing?
I think we already did, for the most part. Now, here's where it gets technical, because I can make an argument for sure, and I think it's a very good argument. De'Aaron Fox was behind the firing, 100%
by his performance,
and so was Sabonis, so was Keegan Murray. So, like, when someone says why was Mike Brown fired, one of the reasons I will always give is the players, because they didn't perform. I'm very confident that Mike Brown and his coaching staff, which, by the way, includes Doug Christie, were telling the players what to do and the correct things. Now, we can also parse substitutions and playing time. Of course, Mike Brown also got Mike Brown fired.
Yeah.
But if we're being genuous and not disingenuous, or is it I don't know. If we're being, whatever. Did De'Aaron Fox or his agent or whatever behind the scenes, his wife, his kids, his uncle no. And he, I'm sure, will remain very close with Mike Brown probably for the rest of his life.
Right.
So, no, I think we can put that.
And if you think about it, like, really, it's the performance, I think, in the 5-game losing streak. The way it started, if DeRozan catches that pass from Sabonis, likely dunks it, Kings win. The way it ended, if De'Aaron doesn't foul a 3-point shooter, likely win it, Kings win. That's 2 and 3. Even with the mess with the Lakers and the Pacers in between, Mike Brown's still here. Right?
That's right.
But that did not happen.
I think he is.
And it was probably a point of, I don't know. The organization obviously made the decision, and now it's on to Doug Christie. And right now the results they're thriving.
Number 2, please.
Question 2.
Keon Ellis had a birthday yesterday.
He did.
Is he already one of the best undrafted prospects the Kings have developed?
So I admit I didn't do the research I probably needed to, but I did do a cursory Google search.
Good enough.
I'm trying to think of like other candidates. It doesn't even have to be undrafted, like second rounders.
Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas, the first one that came to mind. But then you have like I don't know why, but I always remember with Keon Ellis. Like, Keon Ellis is who I was really hoping Robert Woodard III would be. You know, just some guy coming in unheralded that's just going to be a defensive stud and a total steal. Like, it doesn't have to be where is our Nikola Jokic? It's like, where's our Draymond Green adjacents? Like, where Where are second rounders or undrafted free agents?
Yeah, I mean Brad Miller would be, but they didn't do it.
But that wasn't. Yeah,
yeah, they did. I mean, they acquired him
Yes.
eventually, but he had already done kind of the work to be a pro.
Yeah, I don't.
It's Keon. Keon's a success story. That's what you hope that you. Hey, the thought process is someone we like, someone we think we can develop. They develop, and then they turn into this. I mean, this is a win for the Kings, big time.
This is 100% a win for the Kings. Keon Ellis is, and by the way, again, I want to make sure we continue to call balls and strikes here, because we've been very critical of the front office's actions and really more importantly inactions. But I want to call balls and strikes. If you like the Doug Christie move and you're a fan of the Doug Christie move and you think that that's successful and great and whatever, we need to do a little hat tip to the front office for putting the roster together that Doug Christie's winning 5 in a row with. If you like Keon Ellis, need to do a little hat tip to the front office for grabbing Keon Ellis, et cetera, et cetera. Now,
another guard.
Right, exactly. That doesn't mean that erases the problems that we are criticizing. I just want to make sure that they are getting praised for what they deserve to be praised for, while getting criticized for what they get criticized for. Same with Vivek, same with anybody. I don't like the narratives where it's all one thing or all the other when both things exist.
Sure.
Anyways.
Absolutely.
Number 3.
Question 3.
Watching OKC versus the Cavs last night, how did you feel as a Kings fan?
I felt, I'll be honest, I kind of felt inadequate. Like, gosh, I'd like to be there someday. And you're talking about in Sam Presti and Kobe Altman, the GMs for OKC and Cleveland, respectively, two of my favorite GMs in the league. Guys that have, you look at what we've talked a lot about OKC and how they've built and how they continue to have just these weapons in their stockpile. But then also let's talk about Cleveland, and they did it differently. But you got Garland, you got Mobley, you got who's the other big with them? There's
Jared Allen.
Jared Allen, thank you. But they took the big swing for Donovan Mitchell. They took the big swing for Donovan Mitchell, and there were a lot of people. I think we were the same. Like, God, 4 firsts for Donovan Mitchell. He's really, really good. Is he that good? Well, right now, if they're not the favorites, they're top 3, top 2 to win the finals. And I would love to see. I think it'd be a wonderful story for Cleveland to win an NBA championship that wasn't LeBron related. Like, good for them. Both of those teams look like the 2 best teams in the NBA. It looks like them. Boston, you have to put in that category, and then it's a lot of. Let me ask you this, Jason? Who would your 4th team be that you would put in the trio of Boston, OKC, and Cleveland right now?
That's a great question because I don't know who I would put. And who I trust the most. Like, I always feel like instinctually there's something there with Denver. And I know that Denver,
I 100% agree,
doesn't have that same kind of record. Because, Houston is the first time through, Memphis. And it doesn't have to be a Western team. I'm trying to think if it's another Eastern Conference team.
Do you know who has the next best record behind the 3 of those guys?
The Knicks?
You mentioned it, the Rockets.
Oh, is it?
And then the Knicks by a half game below the Rockets.
Yeah,
so,
the Knicks I might put there too.
Well, but let me ask you something. Are you doing what I did when I thought this through? When you say I might put the Knicks there, are you saying I think the Knicks are in the class of those 3, or are you saying I think the Knicks are the next best team behind those 3? Because that's what I ended up thinking I said.
I mean, I'm just trying to think of the best. Like, if you get the best version of the Knicks versus the best version of the Celtics, that's a great series.
I
Best
think it is
version
a
of the
great
Knicks
series.
versus the best version of the Cavs, great series. So, I mean, I think a lot of this will come down to matchups in the postseason. OKC is clearly the best team in the West, but I don't know what the wrong matchup is for them. But what if they got it? Like last year, I would not have thought they wouldn't have got through. Who knocked them out? Minnesota?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is it Dallas? I think it was Minnesota.
Was it? Yeah,
it was Minnesota Dallas in the finals.
That's right. I think
conference finals.
I think you're right. But I think you're right.
So, they were still the 1 seed then. But was it a problem with, at that time it was Towns and Gobert were too big for them? Is that what it was? I don't know. Was that the team that knocked him out? Or
It was Dallas.
Oh, it was Dallas. Okay.
Dallas.
So
We're
was
both
it too much Luka, too much Kyrie? Like, did they
in 6?
Not have the even though I think of them as a great defensive team, now adding Caruso, that'll help. Things like that. So, yeah, those two. I think inadequate's a good term. Like watching that game, going, these two teams are phenomenal. I looked at every time I see Cleveland, I go, man, that's a team that's just in the front court so big.
Yeah.
So big that the Kings certainly are the opposite of that.
Can I say something else that's a little bit scary that we don't talk about enough? Tomorrow will mark exactly 2 months since Chet Holmgren's played.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about that.
Better without Chet? Do they say that there?
I mean, that's what I wonder.
They trade Chet?
Or are they, are they going to get that much better when Chet Holmgren comes back?
Right.
He hasn't played in 2 months, and they've done nothing but win.
Yeah.
And I would say of all those teams that are in contention, that I got to say is easily, unless I'm missing something here, the biggest piece anyone's missing.
Yeah, and I think when you see that, like last year, let's go to Boston when they were playing those games late without Porzingis.
Mm-hmm.
They're obviously better with Porzingis, but I think if you have enough good players,
Sure.
you get the best out of those other guys while a key player is out. And then when you can get the key player back and they all get back in sync, then you're just lethal.
Also, shout out as we go to break here to the Orlando Magic, 22-16, and Banchero's coming back.
Yeah.
And they've had Banchero and Wagner, and
both Wagners.
Yeah, both Wagner's out. Well, Diet Wagner. I when I think of the other Wagner, all I think about is posterized by Marvin Bagley, and that basically ended his career.
Dunk of the century.
Dunk of the century.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. When we come back, he's good to bid the Skelly Brothers. Coming up right after this.
Live and local.
With everything 49ers.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco! Lob ball. George went up and caught the ball. Touchdown!
The 49ers play on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Jason Ross here to tell you about my friends at the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. And look for that red ribbon logo. That's critical because that's their branding. That's the key. That's how you know it's them. The titans of the industry. They are so good at this. And these are the people you want to work with. If you are looking for a fresh look to your home with a new garage door or a quick repair to existing doors, Overhead Door Company of Sacramento is where you need to go. Phenomenal people. Excellent at their craft. They've been doing this successfully for 70 plus years in Sacramento and counties around Sacramento, and they have left many, many customers very, very happy. And now whether you're replacing old garage doors or looking for a new garage door, the greatest return on investment homeowners can make when doing your home improvements. So when you think and work with Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, you're working with family-owned and operated company, trusted people, and they've got a deal for you as well. You mentioned me, Jason Ross, or Sacktown Sports, and you'll receive $100 off your new garage door paired with a new garage door opener. But you also get that feel of how good your house looks, how good you feel, how that curb appeal, and again, that return on investment. Check out their website at ohdsac.com, or you can give them a call at 916-421-3747. That's 916-421-3747. Again, Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRE 3 Weather Center. It is Thursday, getting out the door to a cool and potentially foggy start. Look for some areas of patchy fog, but it clears out pretty quickly. And by the afternoon, we're left with plenty of sunshine, light winds, and highs today in the upper 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRE 3 News and the KCRE 3 app.
Happy New Year! Coach Christie here letting you know it's never been easier to drive into the new year in a new Kia. Take advantage of special low finance rates and zero down deals with approved credit right now at Folsom Lake Kia.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up! and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-881-4242. 800-881-4242.
A new Honda? Nice. Well, it was like this. It was a super hot day, so we all stopped for some ice cream. When bam, the AC went out. My dad started sweating and was all, man, I stink. And my brother was like, I hate this car. And my mom was all, I'm dying in here. Then I said, it's time to call Stockton Honda. Then Dad was like, honey, you're right. I knew you were my favorite. And just like that, Stockton Honda to the rescue.
StocktonHonda.com. Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Joining us now on Sports Sense, certified financial planner Kelly Brothers. Kelly is an advisor with Cap Trust, one of the nation's largest registered investment advisors. Cap Trust counts among its clients numerous pro athletes and pro sports franchises, but most importantly serves many Northern Californians through comprehensive financial planning. Here's Kelly Brothers.
Kelly Brothers joining us. At some point during this conversation, we got to find out who he's rooting for tonight. Penn State, Notre Dame.
Yeah, I would have no idea.
I haven't figured that out one yet. I don't know.
Before we get into the heart and soul of our conversation, Kelly, because I one way or another, there's going to be no great segue in or out. So let's just get it out of the way. Saw you doing some very unfortunate, very unplanned on the scene reporting over the last week. Now, you happened to be in New Orleans, as I understand it, Jason, I understand it, during the recent tragedy events, however you want to label it, that happened. And obviously, you had no idea. You were in the, I'll say, wrong place at the wrong time, if you will. First off, thank goodness you're safe. Secondly, I know with Mardi Gras starting and everything, and Jason and I adore New Orleans. He has a ton of family there. That must have been quite the experience for you.
It was, it was. You know, my wife and I decided we like to take a little trip with the kids somewhere. Usually it's to the coast or somewhere else over New Year's, and with Notre Dame playing in the Sugar Bowl, and we had never been to New Orleans as a family, we thought let's go. So we booked a trip. We got there New Year's Eve. We were on Bourbon Street.
Wow.
New Year's Eve. The attack happened at about 3:15 a.m. New Year's Day. We were off Bourbon Street by 10:15, 10:30 the night before. So long, hours before the madman, brought his misery to our country and to New Orleans. But it was sad. It was hard to watch it through my kids' eyes because they were affected by it. Our hotel was a block and a half from the exact block where it happened. So very sad to see, very sad to see how it impacted New Orleans. The entire French Quarter shut down for about a day and a half. I did a little work for Channel 3 and for Fox National, just talked about what we saw. But we decided, we were fortunate enough, we were able to change our travel plans and we stayed for the game. And, it was actually, New Orleans is a very walkable city. That day we walked from the hotel to the World War II Museum. We walked back to the hotel. We got a little lunch. Then we walked to the Superdome. There were no cars within a half mile of the Superdome. And there was nothing but military and police, and it felt very secure, a little unnerving, but very secure. And, the game turned out to go in our favor, which was enjoyable. But it was a very sad, especially as you see the pictures of these kids come out, a lot of them just kids who went to high school in New Orleans and are home for Christmas break and go out with some of their buddies and they end up dead because a guy has a grievance. And so very sad, but a moment of history, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Did when you actually get to the game, because obviously, understandably, it was pushed back a day, and we totally understand the thought behind that. When you actually got into the game, you said it was kind of unnerving seeing all these, all these protections and keeping cars off the street and all that. But when you were in there, did it feel like kind of once you got in, it was just another game?
We had never been to the Superdome. We had never been to a domed stadium. It was rocking. It was great. The Georgia fans were great. I mean, I was sad to hear, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Kirby Smart's father.
Yeah, his dad. Yeah.
Yeah, he took a fall in the French Quarter on New Year's Eve, broke his hip, and he passed 3 days later. So, but the Georgia fans were great. I think a little surprised, but it was. And as a family, we enjoyed it. So it was, football came back, and obviously they know how to do big events. I mean, they're hosting the Super Bowl here in a few weeks. So they know how to belly up to the bar with regard to security and protocols when they need to. They've held, political conventions there and big games in the past as well. But, Notre Dame's a Catholic institution. The day of the attack, they held a mass in the ballroom of the hotel, and it was packed. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of people, including Georgia fans, showed up for it. And it just gave you a chance to kind of digest what you saw and kind of fill a void, because the game was supposed to be that day. And, of course, they moved it 24 hours.
It's crazy when you think about it. And again, so much love for New Orleans in this room. And there's got to be, there's no other city in America that I think even comes close to simultaneously dealing with horrific events, usually weather related, obviously. And then also, again, simultaneously almost dealing with amazing, like Super Bowls and national championships and Mardi Gras and all that, and how they're able to pull it off almost always flawlessly. Fortunately and unfortunately, I think they're very good at triaging and dealing with disasters and have gotten that way over the years. And if anybody can pull off the Super Bowl and everything else, it's New Orleans.
They're resilient, and we talked a lot as just sitting there waiting for the game to start. We talked about Katrina, what happened at Katrina with everyone flooding into the Superdome, how it had to be completely redone after that.
Yeah.
And they're still getting over the other tragedy, Dave. And I heard a lot about this from New Orleans people. How dare you give us Brian Kelly as a coach? That's what I heard.
Right. That was right. Right.
And
deal with a lot.
And we didn't know it at the time, but it was a very good thing for Notre Dame, obviously, when they poached Brian Kelly and Marcus Freeman ascended. So.
Well, Kelly, I know we've talked a lot on this segment before about the PGA and LIV and this partnership that apparently at some point is going to happen or not. Like, where are we? What's the latest on this?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring it up because I think we're within a few weeks of getting a deal, because that's the way the two sides are kind of posturing, you can kind of see. And, it was just 2 weeks ago, I think it was, that Donald Trump played a round of golf with the PGA commissioner one day, and the next day he had the head of the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund sitting next to him at the UFC event in New York, and he has told people the deal will take 15 minutes to get done once he's in office. So I think there's an antitrust piece to all this, because there's nonprofit entities here, but there's going to be $1.5 billion infusion from the Saudis into the PGA. So they need to make sure that what is done retains the spirit of what they want. But when you think about it, I mean, the PGA used to be the king. Everything was there. Now you got TGL starting up this week, which did okay in the ratings. We'll see if it really gains a stride later on. You've got LIV, obviously, but the PGA is now just one player. And they had a monopoly for a long time, but it turns out it wasn't a monopoly.
I tried, and I'll watch it again. I'm a golf freak. I watched the TGL. There were things that were interesting, like the undulating greens and the setup itself. Honest to God, Kelly, what I took out of my viewing of the TGL, what I kept thinking of, my perspective had nothing to do with the shots or the players or whatever. It was, God, I need a golf simulator so bad, and I want this would be a dream thing to have. But I couldn't get into it. It did absolutely nothing for me.
Yeah, no, I know it's hard. I think they thought it would because so many people get into the Ryder Cup, but that's nation versus nation, and there's a lot of nationalistic fervor that comes with that. I'm sitting there wondering, okay, what are they going to allow with regard to each player's sponsors on their uniforms? And I'm looking at those things, trying to figure out what they're do. But it's a try, it's an attempt, and I give Tiger and Rory credit for coming up with something new. Obviously, it's not a finished product yet, but they gave it a shot. I think they're going to need more smack talk is what they're going to need.
Yeah.
Kelly, speaking of tries and attempts, we've seen an attempt for the A's, who will be here soon, to be all over our city. They're at the Kings game. They've been in the community, and they're going to be here very, very soon. And looks like it's actually a team that, believe it or not only spending on their ballpark, but spending a little bit on the team.
What? Yeah, and I didn't know if you guys had gone over this, but I thought I would bring it up. So they had a payroll of $63 million last year, dead last in all of Major League Baseball. However, if you get revenue sharing money, you got to spend, 1.5 times the amount received on the revenue sharing on your payroll. The A's are going to get somewhere around $70 million from that pool of money. So they have to have a payroll of $105 million. That is a huge increase over last year. So that means signing some new contracts. That means bringing in some free agents. They signed a few folks. They got up to around $89 million in total payroll. But so yeah, they have to spend money. They're doing so, and it looks like they're bringing in and re-signing some good players. So it's not going to be. They're not tanking to get to Vegas because league rules require them to spend a certain amount if they take revenue sharing money, which they have done.
Yeah, and I've told this story on the air before in a different way, but when I was in 7th grade, I was in this rebellious phase, and I didn't dress out for PE. You had to wear the shirt and the shorts and all. I didn't dress out for PE, and then finally got back to my parents, and my dad almost killed me. And guess what? The next week I dressed out every day. And the teacher gave me the Student of the Week award, basically because I had set the bar so low that me doing anything stood out as like this amazing accomplishment. And I bring that up because I'm seeing the talk about this with them, with Rooker and the guy, the pitcher and all that. And it's like, no. First off, it's just because there's the A's and spending money that everyone's like, oh my God, number one. Number two, they have to do it. Let's not make the mistake that John Fisher and friends are all of a sudden, we're going to Sacramento, we got to spend money. No, they literally have to do this or they lose the money. Do not be fooled. And by the way, since we last talked, Dave Cavill resigned as the president of the Athletics as well. So if you think this is not an S show of an organization because they've made a couple of signings, please do not be fooled.
That's right. John Fisher didn't have a son or nephew sign with the A's and just give him a big contract just to give him money that would then hit his salary cap. But you're right. No, it's league mandated. We'll take it while we can get it. But some of the signings appear to be relatively sound. So we will see how the A's do as they at first pitch against the Chicago Cubs is just literally weeks away, guys. Weeks away. So
can't wait.
I know. It's
Feel the roar.
It's gonna be fun.
All right. Appreciate you, Kelly.
Hey guys, great to see you.
Yeah.
Good to be back. All right. Have a happy 2025, everyone.
Thank you, sir. We'll talk to you next week. Kelly Brothers. He's the best of business, not just good. Yeah, this John Fisher thing, it's like It's like Brewster's Millions, where he has to spend the 30 to get the 300, and just wait for John Fisher to buy an upside down postage stamp or something. Does that count? We'll take a break when we come back. The NFL will go around here a little bit, including the playoffs beginning this weekend, and one game. Due to everything going on down south, one game might be on the road, if you will, for both teams. We'll talk about that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey there, Jason Ross here to tell you about, hi, that's me, Gonzalez Law. If you're in a situation where you need some representation, someone that can help you out, someone that's in our community that has experience, that's been successful, well, Jonathan Gonzalez and his law team, they're your people you need to contact. SacLegalDefense.com, 916-304-9187 is the phone number. Now, maybe there's something that's following you from your past that you just can't escape, that you'd like erased. Well, he does expungements. Maybe it's a criminal defense situation, a sexual harassment case, a wrongful termination case, an auto accident. You always, or you don't want to be in this spot, but if you are in this spot, you always want to be prepared and know someone to call to help represent you. And that's why you need to know about Gonzalez Law Offices, attorney Jonathan Gonzalez, right in downtown Sacramento. He's a Sacramentan who's been here and he's been successful. Again, SacLegalDefense.com, 916-304-9187.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Bombas makes the most comfortable socks, underwear, and T-shirts.
Warning, Bombas are so absurdly comfortable you may throw out all your other clothes.
Sorry, do we legally have to say that?
No, this is just how I talk, and I really love my Bombas.
They do feel that good. And they do good, too. One item purchased equals one item donated.
To feel good and do good, go to bombas.com/radio and use code radio for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/radio and use code radio at checkout.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. DayQuil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
DayQuil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, DayQuil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's great.
Try new DayQuil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Used as directed.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-889-5566, 800-889-5566, 800-889-5566.
Intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way 30.
Don't miss the excitement of 49ers game day. Secure your spot at Levi's Stadium for the 2025 season.
20, one block and he's in.
Season tickets are available now. Inventory is limited, so to speak with a representative, call 415-GO-49ers.
Touchdown!
That's 415-GO-49ers.
San Francisco!
only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Just a quick side note. So De'Aaron Fox has these new shoes, right? And his second shoe is the Banzito shoe. And the reason it's that is because Banzito's Tacos, run by a really nice guy, huge Kings fan named Adam, is his favorite taco spot. And De'Aaron's like supported him in the past and tweeted and all that. But I had this random thing. I don't follow any shoe accounts, but stuff pops up in your timeline. It was one of those like great kicks or something. Mm-hmm. It was like, hey, look.
With an X.
First, huh?
With an X.
With an X. And it was like, first look at the Banzito, whatever, the De'Aaron Fox. And I was thinking, like, how great does it have to be this guy who's trying to start his business and has his taco truck, and an NBA player just named his shoe after your taco truck.
Good at business.
And it's on his shoe that he's going to wear you're getting all this free publicity. And, you know, I know there's all kinds of conversation to have about De'Aaron Fox, yay and nay. But that's just super cool. Mm-hmm. Like, that's just really, really cool that an NBA player is using his massive influence to literally help a local business take off. And it's one thing to tweet about, like, hey, I really like this restaurant. And I'm not disrespecting that at all. That's wonderful to do. But he's putting it on a shoe? Like, this taco truck has a signature shoe.
Right.
That's so cool. That is like so Sacramento.
So the question is, if you were to have a signature shoe, which local restaurant would you name it after?
Well, see, I was okay, because I was going to say it would 100% have a bag of popcorn on the side, but I see where you're going. Which local restaurant? Honestly, it'd be hard for me to not put Makuni on there. I mean, I'd eat a ton of Makuni.
That would be a bright shoe.
But yeah, oh my God, it would be multiple all glitter. Color. It would look like my mom's cane, which is wrapped as like, bedazzled top to bottom. Which, by the way, how come no players have a shoe like that, where it's all that like super glittery, sparkly from like top to bottom?
Wasn't there like a fur shoe?
Yeah, no, I kind of know what you're talking about. Was it Cheetah? The Tyreek Hill? Didn't Tyreek Hill have like or was it a Bengal?
I thought it was in the NBA.
It was something recently. But what? Is that a rule? Like, I'm talking about like the really glittery, like it almost looks like a diamond.
I guess if like something can fall off of it, that wouldn't.
That's what I'm wondering. But I'm surprised there's not more like holy crap shoes. Also, either you guys here has it?
Verlade Roma's Pizzeria would be fire.
What would yours be, Jason?
I don't know.
I know.
I eat at home so much.
I guess with your family, Jason, like there's no point of even going out.
Honest to God, dude, that would really be. I think that actually would be your perfect signature shoe. Would be the Jason Ross Eat at Homes.
It's a TV dinner, even though that's not what we ever eat.
And it's just like the shoe. It's not, it's nothing crazy. Yeah, it's nothing boring. It's just, it's a good shoe. It's a great logo. Shoe. No logo. Just it'd be Velcro because it's easier. Yeah. Just
slip in. It's comfortable. Might even be a slipper.
I would a little furry slipper. Mm-hmm. I would want, or like a slipper basketball shoe.
There you go.
That'd be awesome with like a little bunny faces on the front. I would want, if I did get a signature shoe though, I would want to bring back the Sprewell the rims that he had on those old shoes he had with the rims on them.
Didn't the Dadas have those too?
I think it was the Dadas.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what we're talking. Yeah, it was Dadas, but it was the Sprewell version, I think. Where was I going to go? We were talking about shoe. No, there was one more thing I wanted to say. Damn it.
De'Aaron.
Yeah, it was De'Aaron.
Taco trucks.
It was taco truck shoes.
Branding.
It might be gone. Oh, it was guys. It was so funny. It was super introspective too, and it was probably breaking news. And I can't remember what it was. We were talking about your shoe, your signature shoe. I feel like we should. Why can't Sacktown Sports sell host specific
They would go like crazy.
We actually had some 1140 shoes made, Jason.
That's true.
Yeah.
Did we really? What?
Well, Chris and I did.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What? No.
Damien made shoe shows.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Do these exist?
Show shoes.
Like he had them made.
Shoe shows? Show
shoes.
Show shoes.
Wow. I think we should all get a signature something that gets put out there. Oh, yeah. Everyone's saying, I can't believe anything about Firewing shoes. We had Firewing shoes.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. Well, little flames on the sides. That would actually be good. Yeah. Why can't we do signature shoes and sell them? Or just any old signature product.
Yeah. Signature gear.
Like Allen's.
Wrenches.
Wrenches. Oh. No, I was thinking like stupid Allen's wrenches. What would Allen's be? Like Allen's would be one of them like food boxes for healthy people that like you get. Yeah. Whitey's would be like Whitey could have his own guitar line.
That's good.
Yeah. Or how about Whitey Gleason's aging cream? Whatever the hell he's doing to stay young.
True. He's doing it well.
Kyle Draper would put out his own version of a Swiss Army knife because it represents who he is here at the station. He's the guy that does everything with LeBron.
Did you see he brought ice cream in yesterday?
What?
I got that email where Kyle's like, hey, everybody, heads up. Leatherby's is bringing ice cream in at 1:30. And I was this close to coming back just for the ice cream. Like, we never get anything in the mornings. I mean, we get Crumble Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. By the way, where the hell is Crumble Chris?
Wow.
I'm just saying.
It's been a while. Hope he's okay.
Well, and we get... Why would you? What do you mean? Why?
But
we haven't seen him in a while. I hope he's okay.
Watch, he's going to show up like Monday.
When we're fasting, that's my point. So he can't show up next Monday. He can't even show up next Thursday because crumble cookies cannot be the first thing. I mean, can it though? Actually, I don't know. But either way, all right. Let's just take a breath here.
Let's take a breath.
You guys want to talk to Sam?
I do.
I want to talk to Sam. All right, he's going to join us from The Athletic. He'll join us right after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Welcome to TGL, presented by SoFi, golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer-dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf, Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour, split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Keep up, it's golf.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You guys got a new Honda? Well, it was like this. My mom was driving me to school when, bam, our car started smoking. My mom wasn't happy, so she called my dad and said, honey, if you value your life and our marriage, you'll take care of this now. So my dad calls up Stockton Honda and was like, can you get me approved for a new car and save my marriage? And they're all, sure, Mr. Jones, we do this every day. And just like that, Stockton Honda to the rescue.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay, things people love.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text PIVOT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text PIVOT to 42424. That's PIVOT to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Sam was kind of looking down at something and his head was to the right, which gave us a profile of the dapper looking hair day he's having right
Handsome.
now. I mean, look, we'll we're all friends here, so we'll say one thing or the other if it's bad, but you got to call balls and strikes. Sam's looking great today.
Yeah.
Good morning, Sam.
Jason, who's this guy they let into the studio? Like, there's two people. There's another guy here with you today.
Sam, his name, he goes by the name of Dave. It's Carmichael Dave.
That's me.
Yeah.
Hey, what? Friends can't compliment other friends on their hair?
No, I mean, friends are allowed to take a little vacation too. So welcome back.
Hey, thanks, pal. Anything happened while I was gone?
I don't want to connect dots that don't exist, but you left and the Kings world fell apart.
So look, I will say this. You and I talked a few times off air during the whole saga. And by a few, I mean what were about 10 times while I was on vacation. We had phone conversations and what's going on. I'll just lead this way. I'll let you kind of slide into the interview, if you will. Looking back on everything that happened, and then of course we'll move forward. Why was Mike Brown fired? Who was behind it specifically, and what other things are going on in the franchise that we don't know about?
Oh, okay. We're gonna soft pedal it.
Yes. Take the floor, Sam.
Dave, they're 5-1 with Doug Christie.
They are. Okay, so I'll ask you the question we've been asking everyone else, and we've been talking about a lot. You don't have to crucify Mike Brown to compliment Doug Christie. Sam, is it that they're not necessarily one's better than the other, but is it just the difference between the two that's hitting and landing with this squad? What's your read on this?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of being sarcastic just because 5-1 is good. It's changed the mood. My read is, I mean, there's so many layers to this thing. And again, I know you guys have gotten into it a lot, but I think anytime you have a coaching change for one at base level, you do have a shift of energy in the room. And now all that energy is not positive. Like I've written, I don't actually think that De'Aaron Fox in particular was thrilled with how this went down. But, Doug is a positive guy who has done a really nice job so far. It is very notable, and he deserves to have it highlighted that the team has played well late, because that was such an issue. If you even get away from all the drama of the Mike Brown firing and just focus on the actual basketball and the X's and O's, that was a big time issue. And so for that to turn around has been big. The Miami game the other day was very impressive. For them to be down, whatever it was, 17 with 8 minutes to go, and not throw in the towel and fight the way they did in double overtime, that was impressive. Defensively, you're seeing, I think, a few different things, a little more aggression, a few more traps, and Doug on the sideline from a spirit standpoint being a lifter, whereas Mike Brown had obviously become very frustrated with his team's lack of execution. And what now seems to be clear that, at least for parts of the locker room, was, a message that wasn't always getting through and was driving him crazy. So that's how I see it.
Sam Amick joining us from The Athletic, and of course his appearance brought to you by our friends at Jiffy Lube. Sam, I know we're going to obviously get more into the Kings and kind of Doug and their future, I'm sure, but just one thought on Mike, on Coach Brown. What do you think his future is? He's been a guy this has happened to him before. Coaches get hired to get fired, and he's well respected. Just, where do you think is the next phase for Mike Brown in his future?
Unclear. He's got plenty of options, and obviously because of that extension last summer, financially things are very good for him. His immediate future, I think, is enjoying a little bit of a breather in the Sacramento region. And then from there, it is a matter of, where might he want to. I would anticipate jumping on somebody's bench as a lead assistant. But who knows? I mean, he could wait until the summertime and let the coaching carousel, kind of spin a little bit and see if there's a head job that he wants to go after. His reputation is in just a wonderful place, in my opinion. Even with the team struggling, I do think objectively, most people around the league are going to, even with the 5-1 stretch here, are going to look at this Kings team and say that, that ultimately what got them was roster, kind of deficiencies, and the fact that those bared out a lot during, the parts of the season that were tough on the team. He certainly, and he'll tell you himself, was, largely responsible for some of this stuff, but his reputation's good, and we'll see where he goes. And I mean, I hate to say it, when you get cast aside by the Kings, given their history and their reputation, it doesn't have the type of mark on a resume that it might in other places.
Sam Amick of The Athletic with us. Let's talk about De'Aaron Fox. One lingering thing here, wasn't that long ago, Rich Paul was in town, and the big talk was, is De'Aaron going to leave, and extensions and all that. And what worried me about firing Mike Brown was not the firing. I think it had to happen, but it was the way it was handled and the things that were said, but most importantly, the things that were not said. I was not here for the press conference because there wasn't one. And that meant that the people left to speak on it were the players. The players were the de facto PR spin that the media had access to. And I know De'Aaron had I don't know if it's ever really been publicly put out there, but there was a little bit of a press boycott last year from De'Aaron that had nothing really to do with the press. And you put that together with the fact that he was getting a lot of barbs thrown his way for being behind the Mike Brown firing, and finally had to kind of go out on Twitter and say something himself. Is there a chance in your mind, or are you reading anything that this whole thing may have actually worsened things rather than made them better with De'Aaron and his camp as far as relationship with the team?
I do. I'm gonna rib you a little bit. Jay, don't you love when he comes back from vacation and asks things about, like, things that I wrote an entire column about? this guy.
Oh, that's right. You did write about it as I lead you perfectly into the answer. Sorry.
I love
My
you.
bad.
No, yeah, I do. I mean, I think everything you laid out is accurate. The backdrop, and we talked about this on the phone the other day, the backdrop of last season is nuanced and just a small part of the context, but it is, we almost disagreed about highlighting it publicly. But the quick backstory there was, there had been some questions from the local media about why the big elite players on the Kings were not talking after bad losses. And then when Mike was asked about that, he essentially said that's a PR thing. De'Aaron, I think frustration at the time was that he had not been asked to speak after at least one of those bad losses, and then felt like he was getting portrayed as a bad leader. As a result of that, the theme and the dot that you are rightfully connecting is the organization not publicly having his back in times of criticism. And that was the case back then, that I think in his mind, and that was the case this time around. The lack of a press conference, I don't mind sharing, guys. You know this. We've been doing this for so long in town. I do admittedly get a little exhausted. I'm not trying to be the guy who highlights stuff like this year after year when things aren't good, but it's just not a healthy move to not have a press conference. It absolutely reeks of, you are running from a choice that you made and you don't want to be transparent or open about why you made it, and nobody is willing to step up and grab the microphone. I think,
and you're leaving it on the players.
You're leaving it on the players, and at first and foremost, it should be Vivek, who wasn't even in town when this choice was made. I've had others tell me like you're letting Monty off the hook too much, and I get that, but we all know the power dynamics with this group, and we know that Vivek runs this team, and he from what I've been told was the driving force behind the decision, and so I think he should have stepped forward and talked about it. I actually peeked at his Facebook page the other day, and it's like there's all kinds of Vivek commentary on his Facebook page, including, by the way, I think 6 weeks ago, a comment he made about Mike being the best coach in the NBA. So, that was a bad look. I feel bad for some of the people within the organization, because I'm sure if they called all the shots, they would have had a press conference and spoke to the fans. It just does irk me, any organization from the Kings and to the rest of the league, when you get this sense of like, oh, we'll take your money and we'll hope that you keep coming out to the building, but we're not going to treat you as quote unquote partners and really tell you what's going on and why we're doing the things that we're doing.
So Sam, the beginning of that was this might have impacted De'Aaron. What do you think the front office thinks about De'Aaron in their future? Everything they pointed to is intentions of, keeping him around and making him a long-term piece of this, but things can change. It's fluid. What do you think the front office thinks about with the deadline coming up and just some options ahead for them on him?
Yeah, I mean, I am still of the belief that the writing is on the wall, even more so after the firing than before. The tricky thing with De'Aaron and why this is going to be so interesting to watch unfold, seeing how the rest of the season goes, and then I don't expect him to get moved before the deadline, certainly. But is that his personality is such, he's not Jimmy Butler. You know what I mean? He's not going to, kind of rampage during practice and go at his own teammates because he's unhappy. He's not going to, recruit the media to come to Sacramento and do a national television interview like Jimmy did back in the day with Rachel Nichols. If you guys remember that kind of incredible moment, that type of stuff is not going to happen. It's going to be just more professional. I think I might've said this on the show before. Somebody with the team recently described De'Aaron to me as a gentleman, meaning that like he's just going to handle himself in a certain type of way. But that doesn't change the fact that it, even with the 5-1 turnaround, like the tough part for the Kings and their fans, and the understandable part, in my opinion, for De'Aaron is that his aspirations are bigger. Like it's not, he said it openly multiple times. It's not just scraping into the playoffs. That is not what he wants to do in this league at this stage of his career. So really, unless they are able to show that they're a team capable of getting into the second round, maybe a conference finals by the end of this year, I personally don't think the calculus changes at all.
Conference finals wow. Then it becomes a situation where, okay, you have to make this decision at some point. As a front office, you have to have some sort of read, or you would hope so. Even if you want desperately to keep De'Aaron Fox, if you're going to lose him, you got to max his value. So is that on Monty and Wes and that front office to be that in tune with Rich Paul and De'Aaron's camp to say, look, we don't want to move you, and you don't want to leave, but you've thrown the gauntlet down, whether you agree with it or not. You've thrown the gauntlet down on your requirements. Let's try to get some specifics here so that we can help send you to a place you want to. Because, by the way, there's no guarantee. You never know trade. There's no guarantee he's not going to Washington or Charlotte or whatever. I mean, I know he's not, but you get my point.
Yeah.
Do Monty and friends need to be incredibly aggressive on that to cut their losses if there are losses to cut?
Yeah, you can make that argument for sure. If you go back to the Tyrese Halliburton trade for Sabonis, that surprised people, right? That happened ahead of a time that we didn't think a big move was coming, and you could argue that element of surprise, if you take all the emotion out of it, just from a chessboard standpoint, is the way to go here. I think there are people around the league who will absolutely have the belief that the Kings should move De'Aaron now, that his value is never going to be higher. Now, I don't think I agree with that, because the teams where I think you could extract the most return are not most of them anyway. I don't think are in a spot to be able to do that right now.
Sure.
The Spurs, for example, I think are trying to see this season through, have their fun little moment in Victor Wembanyama's year number 2, and then, reorganize in the summertime. If you force them to come after De'Aaron right now, I'm not sure you would like the response that you get. So with that in mind, I think strategically it's fine for them to play out the year and see where it goes, but it might get messy, because if he doesn't make All NBA, if he makes it clear not only that he doesn't want to sign the extension, but he doesn't want to be in SAC anymore, then the power dynamics, with every passing day and week and month, they do shift more toward his camp than the organization.
Sam, as far as the way they're playing now, as you said, 5-1, winners of 5 in a row with Doug here, and 5-1 overall. Is that new coach bump, or is there something here? Because I think we all thought they were underachieving a bit. Some of the metrics suggested that, but just curious what you think, as they go forward the next 10, 15 games.
Yeah, some of that's the new coach bump. I mean, it's funny, of all the different subplots, I feel like I have a lot of clarity on almost all of them. The one that admittedly still tugs at me a bit, and that I think the optics, it's fair to say, don't look great in Mike's direction, is the Keon Ellis development here. And the idea that, that he wasn't getting consistent time before. It was pretty widely known Mike was frustrated with essentially, inconsistencies on the defensive end, times early in the season when the feeling was that he just wasn't competing like he had last year, and this coaching staff wanted him to be accountable. And I get all that, but man, like, you see the way that Keon has played when he doesn't have to look over his shoulder, and when the coaching staff is just saying, no, you are a big time important part of what we're doing. That's a pretty key development here. And then from there, I don't know where to point other than you got to give them credit. They've won a few games without Fox. DeRozan has had more of a closing lane with Fox out these past couple of games. Domas has been doing what he does, which is, put up monster numbers, and he played 50 minutes the other night. So they've played well. I say all that, and I do wonder how our visit is going to go next week, and the week after, because this schedule is about to get absolutely brutal. And if they, lose 60, 70% of their games for the next 2 weeks, You mentioned the honeymoon period earlier. I mean, I think that's going to be over here as well.
Impossible question for you to answer, so just give me your best guess or read. But do you feel like these last 5-6 games under Doug Christie has done anything to ebb the aggression of the front office, or is your read that they still understand this is an imbalanced roster that does need some help, whether it's Cam Johnson or whomever we're talking about?
No, I think it's as aggressive, if not more than before. And to their credit, it's funny, like when ESPN wrote their piece on the Mike Brown firing, and they had an anonymous quote that was, like nobody wanted to fire Mike.
Yeah.
It struck me because first, part of me is like, well, somebody did. Like,
right.
But I only bring that up because I think there's a spirit with this front office of like, they are looking in the mirror and they are, understanding the part that they have played. They have a pretty clear-eyed acknowledgement of the fact that a lot of times it just comes down to, changing the coach is the easiest thing to do. I mean, if Vivek had decided, for example, to change the front office instead of the coach, that's a tricky thing to do 5 weeks before the trade deadline.
Right.
The logistics of that are different. So I think they know there's pressure on them, and they know they've got to do something. And yeah, I continue to hear that they're involved in a lot. I mean, they're trying to improve the team.
You get that same sense, like, is this a league-wide activity thing going around? Or I agree with you, Sam. I think the Kings are going to be players in this deadline, but you get the sense a lot of people are going to be aggressive here, and with Jimmy Butler out there and some other potential names too.
Yeah, it's to me, it's mostly everybody below Jimmy. I wrote about Jimmy today, but I think that's going to take a while to play out. The Heat don't like what they're getting so far. I think Jimmy's going to be back. The Heat players, and I reported this, they were even told going into this when Jimmy was suspended, it was almost from a PR standpoint, like, let's not completely burn the bridge with Jimmy publicly here because he's probably going to be back in our locker room pretty soon. So I think that's got to play out, but all the same names, we've been talking about before, whether it's Cam Johnson, Kyle Kuzma, Zach LaVine, Brandon Ingram. There's a lot of teams that look at players like that, and like Cam is in a different category. Teams are willing to give up a lot for him. The other guys, it's, they like what they bring to the basketball team, but they have big contracts and they require, they put more stress on your payroll, if you will. So, but yeah, I think it'll be active.
And do you think when it comes to Keegan Murray last year being a basic untouchable, Devin Carter, that type of, is your sense what seems to be most people's sense is that they're trying to do a Kevin Huerter picks, maybe Trey Lyles, I don't know, type of thing? Or are you starting to hear sniffs that the Kings might be coming off some of their favorite sons?
I'm not. I mean, I even, I heard, and I haven't confirmed this, so I won't share the team, but I mean, I even heard chatter the other day about a team pushing for Keegan again and just being told no. So some of those favorite sons remain. From there you get into you can make an argument that like with the Fox, Malik Monk, DeMar DeRozan thing not popping like they had hoped, and some of the duplication and skill sets there, that maybe they should do something with one of the latter two guys. But I'm not hearing that as of now. So yeah, I think it then comes down to, the draft capital and how much of their future are they willing to compromise draft wise to get something done. I mean, the Nets tell people that they've been pushing they want 2 firsts for Cam Johnson. I think ultimately it's going to be 1, probably unprotected, for whoever gets him. But the Kings, as far as making the money work, I think it's still mainly Huerter and Lyles.
Are a lot of teams, are draft picks still gold right now for teams? I mean, we've seen some that just have so many future, they control the draft lottery or the draft the next couple of years. Are people still trying to, acquire as many draft picks as possible? Is that a theme, or players overall?
No, they are, because it's the more that the vice grips of this CBA have been twisted and made it harder to function, especially when you have big money guys on your payroll. the more important it has become to have rookie scale deals with productive players. Like, as much criticism as the Nuggets get, most of it justifiable, for not, going completely all in to surround Nikola Jokic with talent. Their philosophy had been, no, but if we hit in the draft with Christian Brown and Peyton Watson and Julian Strawther and guys like that, that's the cheat code to make it work in terms of the CBA. They still have one of the highest payrolls in the NBA, and they have tried to exploit, the pick process in a way that makes their whole thing work, if that makes sense. So, yeah, picks are king for sure. I mean, OKC, that's why it's absolutely remarkable the spot that they are in and why they recently won, going away. Our front office ranking story that we did is that they're not only a title contender, but they've got a gazillion picks. So, yeah, I think, picks are still very important.
We'll wrap on this because, you went in a little bit today on the inner workings of how this was all handled. I went in quite a bit on Monday, my first day back in the same way, but I want to try to be fair here. And I want to see, sometimes we'll bounce things off of each other. And we've not talked about this off air. Is it fair to say that one thing about Vivek that might hit a little different now is that we go back a few months, not that long ago, and there was a lot of national pressure for Vivek to get off his rear end and sew up Mike Brown, who deserved the extension. And the thought was that Vivek was hesitant to do so for reasons that weren't made necessarily clear. And in the end, in part because of public pressure, some people came back to the roost that were out of town and got the deal done, but that maybe it wasn't Vivek's first instinct. And then it turns out a few months later, he eats 20-30 million and ends up firing the guy. Is that a fair read?
Yeah. I don't know which part you're kind of specifically pointing to, but
I'm saying I'm trying to draw the line and say, look, he's gotten, and the franchise has gotten a lot of heat from you, from me, from others, and I think completely deserved.
Just get up and say it. I like, that's the part. Transparency wins the day, man.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, just get up and say it. You don't need to run from it. Yeah. You're well within your right to say that I gave him the contract, but it wasn't real pretty during the summer. I mean, that part's not a secret.
Right.
It wasn't pretty. I think my opinion is that he you just said it. He gave it reluctantly, even resentfully, if you will. Now, if they would have won ball games, he would have gotten over it and moved forward. But he was not a happy camper at the end of last year. Okay, congrats, you beat the Warriors in the play-in, and that's the type of stuff that makes Vivek very happy. But then they don't make the playoffs. The offense wasn't what it was the year before. That pissed him off. Just say it. You can't have this much power within this organization and try to pretend that you're not running it. It's fine. Like Mark Cuban, for all those years, would sit on the elliptical before games and literally have media members. It was a little silly, but it worked. Come in and talk to him pregame and ask him anything about the Dallas Mavericks, because there were no illusions about the fact that Mark Cuban ran the Dallas Mavericks. What I don't understand with this group is how they try to pretend that it's something that it's not. And that is the thing. There's nothing. The way you laid it out is completely accurate. And you can even, they were upset about the way Mike's side handled negotiations, and I can hit it on the nose too. They were upset about the media side. We were part of the group, we wrote about the pressure that was on them and the fact that it was going to create a distraction if they made Mike go into the last year of his deal without an extension. But that stuff happens every year in the league. So anyway, I
guess I'm just saying, nobody's saying, and I don't even know if we should say it, but with all, and I'm one of them going in on them a little bit. I guess my conscience is hitting me saying, where I'm like, well, should I be saying more too that, well, maybe Vivek was right?
Is your conscience hitting you, or the Kings?
My conscience in the my conscience in the sense that I always want to try to be fair, and I always want to try to, I don't like the narratives of all or nothing. We just talked about this earlier. Should I be saying? Huh?
What does your conscience say on your caller ID? Who comes up as conscience?
A lot more syllables. I guess I would say, should I be saying more? Hey, maybe Vivek was right in the summer when he didn't want to extend Mike Brown, and this firing kind of vindicates him a little bit. Is that even an angle? I mean, honestly, tell me. I'm wondering. I'm debating that in my head.
No, I think that you can blame both sides. The spirit of this group and the relation. I actually wish we had more time on this. The relationship was, kind of soiled in the summer, and it's on both sides. I think, honestly, sure. I don't want to speak for anybody. My feeling is that after a couple of years, Mike started figuring out, oh boy, some of the Vivek experience does have some of the stuff that I heard about. And I don't think he was rocking with him nearly as much as before as a partner. But he felt, because he got the team to the playoffs and had 2 winning seasons, which they hadn't had in almost 2 decades, that he deserved an extension. And I agree with him. I do think the organization has forgotten a little bit how dark it was and for how long that went on. So I think on one side that, like you talk about that word partnership, it had kind of already unofficially fallen apart a little bit in the summertime, and it was quiet. You know what I mean? And I think Vivek had his own gripes with Mike. Oh, he was obsessed with the offense, was upset that it wasn't what it was before. And then, yes, succumbed to the public pressure, gives him the extension. But the accusation from the outside and, yes, people involved, is that the Kings don't value coaches, and they basically panicked when things got a little uncomfortable. Willie Green has 6 wins for the New Orleans Pelicans, yet, and this is probably a terrible comp, because to lift the Pelicans up as an incredibly functional organization is not, but like, there's some coaching, the coaching world looked at this and said, he lost 5 games, right. You are making it clear that you don't value stability. And not only that, this is another subplot. I mean, I like Doug a lot. I hope he does well. But, when you leapfrog guys like Jay Triano for the job, that's another red flag. It just, it looks like you're just going to do what is comfortable. You're going to try to fool the fans a little bit with all the beloved Kings that you surround the organization with. And then you're going to kind of exile the people who you deem, kind of non-compliant, if you will. That's like Mike Brown he put his heels in. He was like, yeah, you know what? I know a lot more about basketball than you, and I'm going to do it my way. And I think over the course of time, that clearly upset the guy who was cutting the checks.
That's Sam Amick in an interview that I'm sure will be shared quite a bit, as they always are. You can read his coverage along with the rest of the good folks that cover the days of our lives here in Sacramento at The Athletic. Sam, appreciate it, and we'll look for that caller ID to hit, and we'll talk to you soon, buddy.
How do you spell conscience again?
See you next week, Sam. Yeah. We're way late for a break. When we come back, I think it's fair, by the way. I think it's all fair. Yeah. I think it's all fair. When we come back, 4 down territory, college football, Tom Brady, the Niners, and Brock Purdy. We'll all do that right after this.
Friday night, Kings and Celtics. Team night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 3. Tip-off at 4:30. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings. Sacktown Sports 1140.
My good friends over at Jiffy Lube have an amazing New Year oil change special going on right now for the month of January. Get a full synthetic oil change starting at just $76.99 with a $33 off coupon online. That's right, starting at just $76.99 for a full synthetic motor oil change with a $33 off online coupon from jiffylube.com today. Offer valid for up to 5 quarts of premium motor oil, specialty vehicles, and diesel extra. Happy New Year from Jiffy Lube.
Happy New Grill. Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat as we did on Christmas Eve. Bring out all the flavors of the new year with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills have features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Whitey and Napoleon Grills wish you Happy New Year. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA3 Weather Center. It is Thursday, getting out the door to a cool and potentially foggy start. Look for some areas of patchy fog, but it clears out pretty quickly. And by the afternoon, we're left with plenty of sunshine, light winds, and highs today in the upper 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Don't miss the excitement of 49ers Game Day by securing your 2025 season tickets now. Inventory is limited, so speak with a representative. Dial 415-GO-NINERS and reserve your seats. That's 415-GO-NINERS.
For a precision-crafted performance, the decision is easy. A new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Get the driving experience you've been waiting for in a new Acura. Get the best selection and customer service you deserve from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or use our online express store at AcuraofStockton.com. Acura of Stockton will buy your trade, even if you don't buy from us. Don't settle for less than precision-crafted performance of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
The good news, you finally lost the excess weight and found the body you knew was hiding underneath it all along. The better news, InShape Fitness is here to help you maintain your new look and, dare we say it, enjoy the process. InShape has everything you need to build muscle and help keep the weight off. From fitness classes and personal trainers to swimming pools and saunas. Plus, plenty of full-length mirrors to admire your new self along the way. We are InShape. You are ready. Join online today at InShape.com.
You know, when it's all on the line, you need a big-time closer, and that's especially true when it comes to your garage door. And that's why I recommend National Garage Door, 638-4554. Whitey Gleason here for National Garage Door. Whether you're looking to repair an existing door or get a brand new one installed, you need National Garage Door. Family-owned and operated. They've been around since 1974 because service is their number one priority. National Garage Door are the region's BSE, it's broken spring experts. Styles, prices, and quality of the new doors will amaze you. Our garage door was starting to sound kind of, and that's not good. So Kevin from National Garage Door came out. He said patching up the old one was an option, but we're getting a new garage door. We're pretty happy about that. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer branded garage doors. They offer sales, service, and installation on all residential and commercial doors and operators. If you have garage door needs, old ones coming apart, or you're looking to improve your curb appeal, let National Garage Door come through for you in the clutch and be your closer. 638-4554, National Garage Door.
Hey, Sacramento Kings fans, join us for a watch party and live game night broadcast with Scott Marsh and Henry Turner at Tom's Watch Bar this Friday from 2:30 to 4:30 against Boston, complete with 360-degree viewing, surround sound, prizes, and more. Tom's Watch Bar.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, Lee. The chat is just having a day. Having a day. We got to get to real quick, though, Chris said before the break. I'm going to try to be disciplined here. 4-down territory. Right now, everybody needs one of them snack packs. Have a snack pack. Jeez, please. 1-5 in a row. Relax. First down, please.
College football's first semifinal is tonight. Who you got? Penn State or Notre Dame?
I think Notre Dame, and I base that, I'll tell you why. I base that on really nothing.
Okay.
I can't tell you. I just feel like Notre Dame's going to win.
I do too. Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Because of the thing.
Yeah.
And also the other thing. And the fact of the matter is.
You just can't get past Penn State.
Can't get past Penn State. Sorry, Nittany Lions. What is Nittany?
What is Nittany?
What the hell is Nittany? Let's take a look. Let's make that our answer. No one's going to mistake us for Paul Feinbaum here. What is it's got to be a color. What or a type of lion? What is Nittany? It's a fictional type of lion. It's a fictional type of lion that got its name from a mountain range in Center County, Pennsylvania.
Oh. So like Slamson couldn't be a Nittany lion.
No,
he's just a lion.
It's a fake lion. Penn State's been using the mascot name for years, despite the fact that it doesn't exist.
I'm not rooting for a fake lion.
But what is actually, is Nittany, is that the name of the mountain? What is the definition? Nittany is derived from the Algonquin word. I'm not doing a Wayne's World. The Algonquin word Nittany, meaning single mountain. According to Penn State folklore, Nittany is also the name of a Native American maiden whose actions caused Mount Nittany to be formed. Well, okay.
I can throw a football over that mountain.
Wow.
Nittany.
Does this guy know how to party or what?
I knew you were going to think I was going right there as soon as I said it.
Yeah.
Well, wow. All right. Well, there we go. Okay. So
now we know.
Second, eat that, Paul Feinbaum. Second down.
Reports suggested that Tom Brady contacted Bill Belichick about interest in the Raiders job. Would that have been a good idea?
Well, I'm going to follow up my answer to the first question with with the second one. I don't know, but I'll explain this one in more detail. And I don't think you can have a good answer here. First off, Bill's in North Carolina, which, by the way, would be really funny if he left that job for. Hey, it's good being here for 5 minutes. The reason I say I don't know is that I don't know how good of a coach Bill Belichick is. I think he's a great coach. But I have to acknowledge the fact that before Tom Brady, he was with the Browns and kind of the Jets and did his record sucked. And after Tom Brady, his record sucked. Now, I'm not one to think that, he just sucked all those years. It was Tom Brady. No, players adore him for the most part. You've got to, at the very least, be a psychologist at some point to keep dynastic players from leaving or, there was so much turnover on that team outside of Tom Brady, and Bill and his coaching staff made it work. So, of course, he's a good coach, but I don't know if he's the guy that's going to rebuild a team. I just don't know.
Yeah, what's interesting to me on this, if this is true, which I believe it would be, why wouldn't Brady contact him if he believes in him?
Yeah.
But if Bill Belichick, who I believe, Dave, is 7 wins away from being the all-time leader or within striking distance, believes that North Carolina is a better situation for him just to stay coaching as opposed to going back to the NFL and the Raiders, I think that tells you something about the Raiders.
Yeah. Third down, unfortunately.
The San Francisco 49ers promoted Clay Kubiak to offensive coordinator, but Kyle Shanahan will still call the plays. Do you like that idea?
I mean, they could have promoted Christopher Law to offensive coordinator. Kyle Shanahan still calling the plays. Yeah. That's fine. And you recognize the last name, Kubiak. Obviously, you've got a little, I don't know if that's football royalty, but it's certainly football, I don't know, like the thing in England where they call people sir and lady, like one of them's that level. It's fine. And obviously Clay Kubiak's a younger coach who's going to get a chance to tutor under a guy like Kyle Shanahan and hopefully have a lot of things to work with. So I don't think it's yay this way or that way. I'm more focused on defensive coordinator and special teams. That's what they need.
Yeah, team has some other issues. They didn't have a play this year, I believe they said, with McCaffrey, Kittle, Debo, Ayuk, and Purdy on the field together. So obviously those are all their best offensive players. And I think the strength of the team, honestly, is Kyle Shanahan as a play caller. So as long as he's still calling plays, the coordinator will be at the meetings and all that kind of other stuff and talk to the media. But yeah, it's basically Kyle's offense too.
Fourth down, please.
The 49ers and Brock Purdy allegedly want to get his extension done soon. Do you have any reservations about Purdy?
Yeah. I mean,
but nothing to keep you from doing it.
No. I mean, yes, I would be. We talked earlier about calling balls and strikes and being fair and not following narratives. I've been very pro Brock Purdy. Do I have reservations? Yeah, kind of like I have, not exactly the same, but I'm a huge Lamar Jackson fan. Mm-hmm. I have reservations about him. I don't know if
this far and this successful.
You're talking about a multi-time MVP, a guy who, in my opinion, should win his third MVP this year, a guy who is having one of the greatest seasons in quarterbacking history. But Lamar Jackson has not done things in the playoffs. That's just a fact. He has been not great in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's reservations I have. So with Brock Purdy, can he ultimately lead you to the promised land? And by promised land, I mean a championship, not a Super Bowl, a championship. Yes, I think he can, but it's also one of those, is Nikola Jokic ever going to be a championship player? By the way, once upon a time, those of us old heads remember a young guard scoring 63 points against the dynasty Boston Celtics, but he was just scoring. He was never going to win a title. Eventually, Michael Jordan got that title and a few more. So until they do it, you're going to have reservations. That's kind of where I'm at with Brock. Not that he's Lamar Jackson or Michael Jordan, but, I need to see that.
Yeah, I think the reservations I have would be exactly what you're saying. It's like maybe just more time to do it, more breaking through. But he's checked almost all the boxes. I think he's a terrific quarterback. I think you're as good as your options. And could they go and sign a veteran free agent? Like some people have talked about, Rodgers or Kirk Cousins, get either of those guys? Sure. But, I mean, this is kind of the success story. You drafted a guy. He's under team control. You've groomed him. He's developed. He fits. Kyle Shanahan seems to love him, the clip you played earlier. And now you reward him financially. So, yeah, I think it's the way to go.
We'll take a break. We pulled it off when we come back. Who's hot, who's not, and, whatever else comes up. Yeah, we'll do all that next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL?
Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way 30.
Don't miss the excitement of 49ers game day. Secure your spot at Levi's Stadium for the 2025 season.
20, one block and he's in.
Season tickets are available now. Inventory is limited, so to speak with a representative, call 415-GO-49ers.
Touchdown!
That's 415-GO-49ers.
San Francisco!
A new Honda? Nice. Well, it was like this. It was a super hot day, so we all stopped for some ice cream. When bam, the AC went out. My dad started sweating and was all, man, I stink. And my brother was like, I hate this car. And my mom was all, I'm dying in here. Then I said, it's time to call Stockton Honda. Then Dad was like, honey, you're right. I knew you were my favorite. And just like that, Stockton Honda to the rescue.
StocktonHonda.com.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. Babbel is designed with you in mind. From expert-created lessons to conversational video units and even live classes, you can personalize your Babbel experience to be exactly what you need to really learn a new language more easily. Go ahead, set a goal for yourself. Accomplish it with Babbel. Try Babbel for free. Go to BABBEL.com. That's Babbel.com.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey, it's time to open up your calendar app for some incredible live events coming your way. This is the Sacktown Sports Live Events Calendar, bringing you the hottest shows in town. Kick off 2025 with country superstars Dylan Scott and Jackson Dean. They're hitting the stage at Thunder Valley on January 10th for a night of hot country hits. Then on January 11th, laugh until your sides hurt with comedy legend Bill Engvall. He's performing live at Thunder Valley, a show you won't want to miss. And the one and only Justin Timberlake is bringing electrifying energy to the Golden One Center on January 15th. This is your chance to see an icon in action. For a more intimate vibe, catch Bryce Vine at Ace of Spades on January 25th. It'll be an unforgettable night of alternative hip-hop. And finally, looking ahead to February 20th, Old 60 lights up Ace of Spades with their unique blend of rock and soul. Get your tickets now because these shows will sell out fast. For details and updates, visit sacktownsports.com. And stay tuned. This is your ticket to the best live entertainment in the 916, the Sacktown Sports Live Events Calendar.
This year, resolve to save on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy with $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on over 30 new half-ton Silverado LT and RST after rebates. And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area. $8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing or leasing. Some other offers based on 2011 or newer Chevrolet.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Is hot.
The Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Beat the best team in the Western Conference last night. The Oklahoma City Thunder 129-122.
Yeah, they did.
They've won 11 games in a row and have the best record in the NBA at 32-4.
Yeah, they're very, very good. They are. Anyone? Like, are we all taking them seriously for a championship yet?
Yeah, I am.
I feel like you kind of have to now, right?
Why not?
But it's still like I have the same.
When it's January and you've only lost 4 games.
I know.
Because here's how I would ask you right now. Do you think OKC can win the championship?
Yes.
Why do you not? But I felt a little reservations. But if I said, do you feel like Cleveland?
Here's why.
Why?
It's the same exact reservations I have with Brock Purdy. They just haven't done it yet. So
but I feel like more
felt
people
the same way with Denver.
But I feel like more people say yes to OKC right now.
No, I think you're probably right.
Why?
Which is weird because they're in the tougher conference. But they also don't have Boston. I don't know.
Is the West tougher?
Well, yeah, that's a great point this year. I mean,
like earlier when you asked the 4 teams, I said,
yeah,
we'd definitely say Boston and Cleveland.
Yeah.
And I think I would put New York with OKC.
Right.
So now all of a sudden, I think that's pretty difficult to get through.
I mean,
the top of the East, and if we're talking about Orlando and
Cavs, Celtics, Knicks. The weird thing about the East though is like Philly, Miami, Milwaukee are all just kind of like, they're not. I mean, Milwaukee's showing signs.
But are they the Lakers and Warriors? Like, it's like, well, if they all go right, they were champions before, and they got LeBron and they got Steph. Like, I mean,
the difference between the Sixers, who are out of the playoffs right now, the difference between them and the 5 seed is 3.5 games.
Mm-hmm.
The difference between the Kings, who are tied for the 10 seed right now, and the 4 seed there is 3.5 games. I think what's going on here is you have the Pelicans and the Wizards, and I guess you could throw the Raptors and Jazz in there, that are all terrible. And then you have the Thunder and the Cavs that are insane.
Mm-hmm.
And then pretty much everybody else is just like kind of sort of bunched together.
Yeah.
You have your Bostons and you have your Rockets and Grizzlies and all that, but everyone's pretty bunched together.
Yeah.
So,
and then there's the teams, like I said, like Milwaukee, Golden State, that have done it before, the Lakers, or that have just like if Philly, to their example, like if they get in at the end and Joel Embiid's playing every game with Maxey, with Paul George, with what they have, you go, yeah, I mean, that's not a team I want to play.
No.
I don't know that I'm thinking they're winning the title, but they did that in the offseason thinking they could be title contenders.
I think part of it, too, is that so many times, like, it seems like every year, I think in the back of everyone's head, it's like, okay, that's fun and all, but it just seems like every year at least one. Like last year, Boston was the best team all year, and they won the title.
Yeah, but Dallas wasn't.
But Dallas wasn't, exactly. It seems like every year, what was it? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers a couple of years ago, where there's just always a team or a couple of teams that, like, do I think right now Oklahoma City and Cleveland are the two best teams in the NBA? I 100% do. Would I bet on them facing each other in the finals? There's so many factors. We're not even talking about injury, but probably not. Just because, do I have a reason? My only reason is because that's usually what happens.
Yeah, and that you haven't seen it.
And I haven't seen it yet. Who's not?
Well, if the Cleveland Cavaliers are hot, that means the Washington Wizards are not.
They're not hot.
They have the worst record in the league at 6-29. Tuesday, they lost the Rockets 135-112. Yesterday, they lost 109-103 to the Sixers. And with that loss, they have lost 4 games in a row and match a Warriors record of 23 straight losses on the second night of a back-to-back.
Ew, that's a lot. Well, the Kings aren't or haven't been setting those records lately.
Yes. Yeah. They've got enough of those bad ones.
What's it like to be a team that hasn't won 5 in a row or less? What's it like to be a team that doesn't have the second longest winning streak and the longest winning streak in the Western Conference? Yeah, couldn't tell you. You know what I forgot? I forgot your guy, Mick Cronin over at UCLA. Well, before Mike Brown left, there were some people that were like, well, his press conferences he's a little hard on the players, and that might have something to do with it. Well, see what you think about Mick Cronin and what he said about his players.
We're soft. So don't tell me you want to win. Like, just don't tell me you want to win. It's crazy. And it's every day. I'm tired of it. It's every day. I have the most energy of anybody at practice every day. I'm upset with everybody in that locker room, my assistant coaches and my players. I mean, I don't need to do anything else. I almost got 500 wins. I'm only 53. I mean, it's a joke. It's a joke. But yet I come in and I have more passion and energy and pride than everybody in. That's the problem. So what the truth of it is, Ben, it's really hard to coach people that are delusional. The hungry dog gets the bone. We got guys that think they're way better than they are. They're nice kids. They're completely delusional about who they are.
Woo! That's funny. That sounds like that. Let me get to that last part here, because this is me talking to my wife every night about our children.
We got guys that think they're way better than they are. They're nice kids. They're completely delusional about who they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty much family dinner. Golly, Mick.
That's the pepper.
Say what you're going to say. Hey! Little chicken fried steak last night. Mm-hmm. Do you know the difference between chicken fried steak and country fried steak is one is pan fried and the other is deep fried?
Did not.
Yeah, how about that?
Okay.
I love chicken fried steak, dude. I love it. It's one of my favorite meals. A little gravy, mashed potatoes. Mm-hmm. We'll take a break when we come back. The Western Conference, my goodness, we got some crazy stretches going on. I'm not talking about yoga. We're also going to get to what to watch last night in the NBA, and eventually we'll get to crosstalk with Alan Stiles, and somebody requested we try to work in a Michael Finley reference. I don't know. We got to feel it. Okay. We got to feel it. All right, we'll do all that next.
Friday night, Kings and Celtics. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 3. Tip-off at 4:30. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Playoff football is in the air, and Paramount Plus is your home to stream every NFL on CBS playoff game all the way through the AFC Championship. Log into Paramount Plus from any device and stream all the dramatic postseason action. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line, golf, Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour, split into 16. Learn more at TGLGolf.com. Tune in every week for TGL matches. Keep up, it's golf.
My good friends over at Jiffy Lube have an amazing New Year oil change special going on right now for the month of January. Get a full synthetic oil change starting at just $76.99 with a $33 off coupon online. That's right, starting at just $76.99 for a full synthetic motor oil change with a $33 off online coupon from jiffylube.com today. Offer valid for up to 5 quarts of premium motor oil, specialty vehicles, and diesel extra. Happy New Year from Jiffy Lube. Hey, it's Carmichael Dave coming to you from my good friends at American Energy. Look, it's already cold outside. It's only going to get colder. American Energy wants to help you stay warm and make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of the $49 tune-up inspection. Normally $119, $49 right now, and that includes a full safety and duct inspection. And check it out. If your system's over 10 years old, and I'll bet it is, the tune-up, yeah, it's free. It's free from a company that's been in business since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ Better Business Bureau. Check their Yelp, check their Google reviews. Don't take my word for it. Give them a call right now. $50 off your first recommended repair. If you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Check them out at theaeway.com and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9998 now.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Yep. Hey, what should we do?
Get busy.
Oh, welcome back. Now.
Tell me why.
Yeah, tell me why. Tell me why. I was thinking during the break. I was talking to myself.
Hey, self.
I said self. Haven't done enough for the listeners today. They show up in our YouTube. They subscribe. They chat.
What are you going to do for them?
The chat sometimes about I don't even want to know now it's Raiders versus Niners, and I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell is going on. They text at 916-339-1140. They listen. What can we do for them? What can we give them as a reward? And I thought, if only we had something to give away. Checked my back pocket. I went,
Nope, other pocket.
Nope. Yep, that's a ball of string, some bubble gum and a yo-yo. Other pocket. Oh. I got 4 tickets. 4 tickets to the International Sportsman's Expo at Cal Expo. It's the expo at the Expo. Happening January 16th to 19th. Now, Jason, all people have to do to get to the largest sportsman's expo All they got to do is hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now. We're looking for caller number
4.
4. Wow, for a 4-pack.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
At 1-800-920-1140. Call right now. Be caller 4 and win fun and prizes. Get to that outdoor expo. Because before you know it, Jason, it's going to be spring. Trout season's going to hit. Great time for camping. 5 minutes of wonderful weather. And then everyone's going to need to escape because it's going to be hot for 7 months. And while we're sitting here, coming in here in a T-shirt and shorts, hey, what do you want to talk about today? Hey, let's talk about baseball. And
Yeah,
your
let's
Mount
go to the game.
Rushmore of the thing. And yeah, let's go to the game. And we don't even have Olympics. What the hell are we going to talk about this summer? Well, free agency is in a month.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that.
Summer League.
The Summer League.
NBA Finals.
No, here's the draft.
Right.
And here's the other draft. I say that now, and then, of course, coming up in like July, I'm going to be like, we got a huge show for you. This is my favorite time of the year. Western Conference. Best and worst stretches for teams. Jason, there's a lot of all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I think, the point of the way the West has been. And like the Kings have, I would say, been all over the place. They just finished a stretch where they fired their coach after losing, 5 games in a row, ended up being 6. And now they've won 5 in a row. Those are some of their best stretches, but it's no coincidence that the teams at the top have been the most consistent. But kind of everybody's gone through this year. It's really bizarre.
I would say the Kings have been very consistent. Their longest winning streak and going is 5.
Mm-hmm.
Their longest losing streak is 6.
Okay.
That's pretty consistent. Yeah. OKC just wrapped up a kind of 15-game winning streak.
Yeah.
Their worst stretch, 2.
Losing 2 has been their worst stretch.
Do you think?
Not 3 of 4 even. They lost 2 in a row.
Do you think that at some point, like in mornings or afternoons on OKC radio, Bilbo and Baggins in the morning or whoever it is?
That's a great show name. Bilbo and Baggins.
Bilbo and Baggins in the morning.
I think I'd rather be Baggins.
I know you like Harry Potter.
I'll be Bilbo then.
Yeah.
I'm fine with being that. My first dog's name was Bilbo.
You've been called that a bunch, right?
Bilbo?
Oh, Bilbo. Never mind.
Stupid idiot.
Baggins. I'm Baggins.
There's a wagon train overturned on I-17. Is that stereotypical? I'm sorry, Oklahoma City.
Yeah, Baggins is offended.
Baggins don't put Baggins in a corner.
He's got a segment like, now we're going to get into my Baggins.
Brought to you by
Deep in the Baggins.
Johnson's Country Feed. Is that more? I'm sorry. So here's what I'm asking, though. Do you think Bilbo and Baggins at OKC morning radio at some point after they lost that second one in a row, if they were like, what is going on with Sam Presti and Shea Gilgeous? Should we make a trade? Was the Paul George trade a mistake?
It's time to move all these future picks for real talent.
Real talent. When's he ever going to get off his rear end? These picks don't win championships. They got to turn into players at some point.
I think Bilbo would have been all over that. No?
No. I think Bilbo's the aggressive one that sometimes his mouth gets a little bit ahead of himself. Let's see. Houston went 12-3, but lost 3 of 4.
Okay, but I mean losing 3 of 4 is
Right.
not brutal. Okay.
Memphis won 10-11,
That's
10 of
their
11,
best stretch.
10-1, but they also went 1-4.
That's not terrible.
bad. Denver's kind of in our world a little bit less. They've won 5 straight, but they lost 3 of 4. So that's
Okay.
whatever. These are best and worst stretches.
Yeah.
Lakers won 6 straight. Then they went 2-7.
That's their worst stretch.
Worst stretch. Dallas won 10 of 11 and then lost 6 of 7. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The Clippers really started out poopy, but they went 8-2 at one point, 3 in a row though. But it was a lot of like little 2-3 game losing streaks here and there.
Yep.
Golden
State has the weird one.
That's the weird one. How about a streak of 12-3?
And this was literally the beginning of the year.
12-3,
then followed it
with a 3-12.
Yeah, and they were at 500.
Minnesota 6 of 7, lost 7 of 9. Spurs have actually been pretty consistent.
Yeah, there's no real stretches big either way.
4 of 5, lost 4 of 5. And of course, we mentioned Sacramento's high was 5, low is 6 in a row, and then Phoenix.
Yeah, they were 8-1 when the Kings beat them to start the year.
Yeah, I think the Kings really kind of took it out of them. Yeah. The Kings kind of started their spiral, and then they lost 1 and 7.
But so as you look at this list, that's what, 11. That means one of the teams, barring what? Who's behind them? I don't think Portland.
Nah.
Or that's 12 teams. I think. I don't think Portland, Utah, or New Orleans are going to do anything besides play the role of spoiler.
Yeah.
So 2 of these teams are going to be out. And who can make a jump, who can move. I mean, I think the top is starting to get a little separation here.
Can I also say, because I know we're focusing on the West, but can I also say, how do you feel if you're the Atlanta Hawks, right? The Atlanta Hawks are not a good team, right?
They're not bad.
They're not bad. I mean, like, they're not going to win, They literally have half of Cleveland's losses this year. The Atlanta Hawks beat Cleveland 2 games in a row in a home back-to-back, November 27th and the 29th. Cleveland lost by 11 at home to Atlanta, and then lost by 16 the very next game to Atlanta in Atlanta. And that's the only time they've lost 2 in a row this year.
So what do you think Bilbo and Baggins of Cleveland were
doing?
My
God. Are you kidding me? Kai and Hoga in the morning, they were on fire.
Yes.
So it's a Randy Newman reference. They were not happy. And I think Kai came in, he's like, what are we doing, Kobe Altman? What's the story? Donovan Mitchell's never won anything. And it's just sell a team.
Trade for LeBron, our only chance to get back to the finals.
I mean, Cleveland started the year 15-0, lost by 3 in Boston, won their next 2, lost their next 2. So now at this point, you're 17-3 if you're Cleveland, but you've lost 3 of 5.
Yeah.
Might need to fire the coach.
Right.
They won 4 in a row, lost by 9 in Miami, who the Kings beat earlier. Twice.
Swept. Yeah.
And now they're back. They were 21-4 when they lost to Miami. They're now 32-4. So they've had winning streaks of 15 and 11 and counting. And by the way, Cleveland plays home Toronto, home Indiana, at Indiana, and then at Oklahoma City.
Ooh.
On the 16th of January. That's a TNT game starting at 4:30. So
that was already scheduled for TNT?
Wow. I don't know, man. I think anytime Oklahoma City and Cleveland play this year, it needs to be on TNT.
Well, that's the second time.
I mean,
yeah.
So, yeah, it has been really back and forth and up and down. And I think the right term, Jason, is just, I think you might have said it before, it's volatile.
Yeah. I didn't say it.
Also, I can't give credit to myself. I'm not this good. Thanks to the text line 408, 100% huge sponsor of the Bilbo and Baggins show. Hobbit Dodge.
Yes.
Dork. So good.
So good.
Bill. All right. Well, yeah, we'll take a break. When we come back last night in the NBA, the Kings just keep moving up and up even when they're not playing. The Cavs and OKC, we will talk about that as well. Also, the Denver Nuggets get themselves. When we get some quotes as well, some audio for you as well. Just a quick 1-minute break. We're right back after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too. Get an instant cash offer for your trade at FolsomLakeHonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop. California's largest sportsman's expo is back, January 16th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. Get discount coupons at Big O Tires and O'Reilly Auto Parts stores. Visit sportsexpos.com for locations, show map, exhibitor listing, and seminar schedules. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, January 16th through 19th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. More info at sportsexpos.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
On Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Notre Dame, Penn State tonight. You also have the big one we're looking at, Warriors and Pistons in Detroit. Warriors and Pistons in Detroit, because should the Warriors lose this game, and actually, let's go ahead and play our daily dose of who is favored and by how much. Chris went first yesterday. Jason, right? I think.
Sure.
Yeah, Jason. Warriors at Detroit, the 18-18 Warriors, who are 8-8 on the road, versus the 19-18 Pistons, who are 9-8 at home. Who is favored and by how much?
Detroit by 4.5.
Detroit by 2.5.
That was my initial thought, but I went.
Was it? Remember yesterday when you nailed it?
Yeah. Again?
We have a correct answer. Jason Ross should have stuck with his original thought.
Oh.
Yeah. Chris, well done. 2.5. Hey, just for fun, back-to-back for the Cavaliers as they're at home hosting the Toronto Raptors. The Cavs are 19-1 at home. The Raptors near that on the road at 1-16. Who is favored and by how much?
Cleveland by 13.5.
Thought I would be going first, but okay. Cleveland by 8.5.
Cleveland by 8.5. What would you have said if you had gone first?
8.5.
8.5.
Okay, so I'll go second. Cleveland by 13.5.
Cleveland by 13.5. We do not have a correct answer. But I will say, in Price is Right rules, neither of you are disqualified because neither of you went over.
Wow.
The Cavaliers are favored by 15.5 on the second night of a back-to-back against the Toronto Raptors. Yeah, woof. And
they must not be factoring in Davion Mitchell.
Right? Off night.
Yeah, against Donovan Mitchell.
On night. I don't know what his nickname is. Does he have a nickname?
Spida.
Oh, yeah, duh. I do know what his nickname is. It's Spida.
I don't know if anyone's thought of this. I think Keon Ellis should go by the nickname Ellis Island.
I want to be clear here. I even said when I said that, because this is how you build a narrative. I even said when I said it, somebody has had to have said this before, right?
And you were right.
And it turns out nobody had, and we made it up on the show yesterday. Yeah. Ellis Island is and you know who loves the Ellis Island nickname is our chatter, Mike. Thinks that it's the best nickname.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
I know, weirdly enough. Warriors and Pistons. T-Wolves at Magic. Must be a good one. Houston and the Grizzlies. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Well, you go ahead.
No, you go
Okay,
ahead.
fine. Rockets at Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Yeah. Go Grizzlies? I don't know.
I know. Are we at the point yet where we have to start going, are we rooting for? Yeah. Also, this is Thursday. Aren't there isn't some of this TNT, right?
Should be.
Why am I not seeing any of that? Here we go. Okay. Timberwolves Magic is NBA TV, and I don't see any. Is there no TNT because of college football? Or
maybe.
Maybe I'm just stupid. Not maybe, I am. Blazers at Mavericks. I've been looking forward to this one.
Game of the year?
I think that's undercutting it. Might be game of the decade.
Yeah.
Definitely. Hawks at Suns. Hawks coming off that big buzzer beater against the
yeah,
Jazz.
thrilling call.
Our buzzer beater's not as fun when the road team does it.
No, they're more fun.
Do you think they're more
well,
fun?
I don't know if they're more fun. That's not the right way to say it. They're more fun if you're the team on the right side of that's winning. But no, it's at home. It's awesome.
Hornets at Lakers. Have you has the new LiAngelo Ball song hit you yet? Does that come your way? Tweaking?
No.
I say this with absolutely zero sarcasm. It has taken the NBA world, and I think part of the music world by storm.
Cleveland was playing it.
Oh, my goodness gracious. That song is everywhere right now. I'll admit it's catchy. I don't know. It's not the Beatles. It's not Creedence. It's not even Creed. It's not even Journey or Creed.
Yeah.
But it is pretty catchy.
Yeah.
Well, good for him. I weirdly enough, when I heard that song and that I expected, I was so crouched and ready to hate. But then I started thinking about it, and
Can we hear it?
I think we can hear part of it. I'm the opposite of hate on it. I am rooting.
Is this next career?
I hope LiAngelo Ball becomes a bigger music star than his brothers are basketball stars, because he's like Arch Manning, or not Arch Manning, Cooper Manning.
Cooper.
Yeah, just how bad does that suck to be the one brother that didn't make it, or kind of made it? He had a cup of coffee, right? Whatever that means. And it's catchy as all get out, and I look forward to it. I hope that he is the new, I don't know, Drake, Lil Baby, DJ Khaled.
Okay, another one.
DJ Khaled's all over that golf thing too, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah, he got interviewed.
Yeah, I didn't watch that either. I needed to watch that.
His interview was weird.
I did want to see it until you said that.
No, it was his interview was all motivational things. They were just trying to have an interview, and he's like, "You gotta want to do the thing, man." And then he paused, and you're like, "What are we doing here?" Let's see. LiAngelo Ball. This song is called Tweaker. He goes by G3, which I thought was the name of a car. I guess it's not. G3 with Tweaker. I don't think I can play a lot of this. I think I could just play the first part. I think I can just play the chorus. Chris, get ready, by the way, just in case. Did he say the thing? Oh, God, come on. Okay,
never mind.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sounded great.
He said, well, we didn't even get to the chorus.
Probably shouldn't test that out on the air.
Yeah, probably shouldn't. Honestly, I was listening to it this morning. I was. And I didn't remember. I don't think the chorus has any bad words in it, but I missed the part where he was,
where he said the thing.
Which, by the way, weirdly, how funny is this? Not an FCC violation. It's not.
Yeah.
Letter of the law, not an FCC violation.
Believe it or not.
We're in it, but is what it is, what it is. What else do we want to do here? The Sacramento Kings. Did I kind of do what to watch?
Yes,
I did.
That's what I was going to say earlier. Leave.
Whatever.
Yeah.
The Kings will move into a tie, or they moved into a tie for a 10th with the San Antonio Spurs, with the Spurs losing last night to Milwaukee. By the way, the Spurs not really having a lot of, not much for the Bucks last night.
No, I was looking at their schedule. They've got a weird schedule coming up where they got a lot of teams where they're playing twice in a row. It's just the way it looks for them. But I believe that's a team that ultimately will fall out of the top.
The Spurs?
Mm-hmm. I do.
By the way, sorry for not knowing this, but has there been any updates on Pop? Others ever since he disclosed he had a stroke?
No, I haven't heard much either.
Anything. I hope you look. I mean, I think most of us have been touched by family members, or know what goes on with a stroke, and I hope he's okay.
I do too,
but I don't even know. Is he on the road back? Is he? I was actually a little bit surprised. It's kind of like the Belichick thing where Bill stuck around for a couple of years after Brady. I kind of thought Pop was going to retire a couple of years ago, but he just loved it. I mean, I'm all for Pop coaching forever. And by the way, how about whoever the hell it is? I forget the guy's name that replaces him right now. But hey,
nice job.
Hey,
big shoes to fill.
Right? Yeah, giant. And you know what I mean when I say this, clown shoes, like the biggest shoes possible. Skis. He has skis to fill, not shoes to fill.
Not ski boots, but skis.
No, my goodness gracious. Well, I hope he's okay.
I think we all do. Best for you, Pop.
Best for you. The chat's laughing that we tried to play that song.
They knew.
They all. Well, and they also got the uncensored version. So.
Oh yeah, they do.
They got. All right, we'll take a quick break here. When we come back, we kind of combined both these segments.
Yeah.
So we kind of an open segment. I got some audio in here for you. I got some questions for you as well.
Okay.
And then if you have anything for me,
okay.
We can also make it. Sorry, I just breathed in some sweet heat snack mix crumbs. When we come back, hopefully we'll also open it up for your phone calls at 1-800-920-1140. You can ask questions on the text line at 916-339-1140 or in the chat as well, although I'm kind of afraid for that. Some sample topics you can ask questions on. Your thoughts on the Kings? What's the biggest difference? How you think they're going to do against Boston? Would you trade De'Aaron Fox? Would you trade Domantas Sabonis? Is Keon Ellis the greatest find in the history of Sacramento? Do you believe in Keegan Murray again? Should Malik Monk go to the bench? If not, who? And is it time for Slamson to get a costume upgrade? Just saying.
Just samples.
And by costume, I don't mean like he's in costume. I mean, like outfit upgrade, like Anger Lion.
Yeah.
Scary Lion. Or are you good with how it is? A Nittany Lion. And by the way, anybody heard from Royale? Anybody heard from Royale?
Nope. I
heard a rumor that he was actually going to be at the Penn State Notre Dame game tonight, making an appearance. But it would be what they should be doing is like the Kings should be putting out social media posts where like it's just like Royale's like he's like on a street corner and he's just got a bottle of Ripple. He's just
asking for money,
contemplating his life.
Yeah.
The adventure. Where is Royale now? The Adventures of Royale. He's out on a boat listening to Southern Cross by Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Head towards Papa Ete and having some rum.
He should definitely have a 5 o'clock shadow.
One like that nice white basketball face of Royale's is he's got a beard. Just stinks to high heaven.
Hasn't bathed in months.
Smells like somebody poured a bottle of Jim Beam on an onion. Absolutely. Just poor Royale. Shout out Royale wherever you are, dude. You didn't deserve it. When we come, maybe you did. When we come back, we'll get to all that next.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sacktown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
This year, resolve to save on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on over 30 new half-ton Silverado LT and RST after rebates. And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area. $8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers based on 2011 or newer Chevrolet.
The PGA Club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Serious accident. You deserve the law offices of Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237. Jeremy lost his mother in a car accident and knows firsthand the pain caused by tragedy. That is why he became an attorney to fight for others who are going through a tragedy. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. You know, I'm a huge fan of their SUVs and sedans, but they also have a huge Vans fleet center. Listen up, business owners. Now is the perfect time to take advantage of tax deductions. They have the perfect van to power your fleet, including the new fully electric e-Sprinter alongside their very reliable diesel options. And even if you aren't a business owner, let's say you just want one for personal reasons. Maybe you want to go out on the town with the fellas or with the ladies, or maybe you want to take the kids on a road trip. Well, their vans are fully customizable. So check out Mercedes-Benz of Stockton right now. You can choose from their dependable diesel models or even go all electric with the new eSprinter. So head on down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton right now and check out their fleet center. Or, of course, you can go online at mbfstockton.com. That's mbfstockton.com.
There's no better time than the beginning of a new year to get ready to make good on all of those promises you've made to yourself about getting fit. And there's no better place than In Shape Fitness to get the ball rolling or bouncing. So grab some friends for a game of pickup basketball on our courts. Or stretch your limits in a yoga or Pilates class. In Shape personal trainers are standing by, just waiting for the opportunity to help you create a happy new you. We are In Shape. You are ready. Join online today at InShape.com.
Only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Probably should mention this. Tonight at 4:30 starts an absolutely insane 5-day stretch of football.
Yes, it does.
Notre Dame, Penn State tonight. Tomorrow night, Ohio State, Texas. College football semifinals. Saturday, Chargers, Texans. Steelers, Ravens. Sunday, Broncos, Bills. Packers, Eagles. Commanders, Buccaneers. Vikings, Rams on Monday.
Where we don't know yet.
There is a possibility it could be moved to Arizona. Hopefully not, but understandable if it is. Did you know, Jason, Commanders Buccaneers sets an NFL record once it happens for total letters and team nicknames combined in the playoffs?
I did not know that now. That's new.
I don't think I don't know if that's true, but I think it is. Commanders and those are both like two really long names. I'm trying to think of like is there anything coming up with Seahawks and
no.
Yeah. Seahawks and Buccaneers. Is that longer? Did they ever play? I don't know. I feel like they played.
In the playoffs?
Yeah. 49ers.
Spelled out, maybe.
Yeah, maybe spelled out. By the way, Jason, there's one team in the West that has not lost in 2025. That's the Sacramento Kings.
That's us. Look at us.
Really, honestly, who thought we? It's so funny to think about where we are now versus where we were. Not even 2 weeks.
That's
ago.
what I said. I really think, and I know it won't be done, but like inside a 30 for 30 or something. That 11 game stretch is like for producers or whatever. You've got the plot twist or the storyline, the conflict of losing, firing a coach, the way it was handled, to keeping a local coach that, played here before at their best time. I mean, it's a really weird, and then great success, the whole beam on the roof thing. Like, there's just a lot of things that could fill that 11-game stretch of storytelling.
And it's funny how the way things are talked about, like when you're winning, everything is genius and it worked.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing Keon Ellis a ton of minutes.
Right.
What a genius idea. That beam trip. But like if they were 1-5 under Doug Christie,
right?
It'd be like, he's got to quit doing things like the beam on the roof and all that hokey crap. He's got to get down, he's got to lead these guys.
Right.
That's just a silly idea.
It's the longer things go on, or like right now, like people are so in love with Devin Carter, and I love that.
Right.
But the longer, you know what? He doesn't really, or you find is it what they can do or can't do? And it's like
those shot mechanics are terrible. Yeah. What's going on there?
Yeah.
Is Doug Christie the new Jerry Reynolds?
In what way?
The guy that has done everything.
I mean, played. So Jerry didn't do that.
No,
but
he
never was in the front office, but he was a broadcaster.
Yep. Played and coached.
And now coached. Yeah.
And Jerry coached, general managed 2 teams.
Yep.
And broadcasted. I feel like Doug's
those 2 are their own category of Kings lore.
Yes.
Sacramento Kings.
There's Vlade never broadcast.
No, but Vlade did 2 entities. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Asia did as well.
Yeah. That is true.
Bobby Jackson did 2, but I mean, these guys did 3 different things.
They're the only ones, I think. Pretty sure.
Bill Russell did 2.
Mm-hmm. Kind of. Yeah, Doug Christie is the new Jerry Reynolds.
Yeah.
Jerry handed the torch off. Doug is now the Kings everyman. And I'm perfectly fine with Doug. I am perfectly fine with like 70-year-old Doug Christie, who, by the way, looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Back on the broadcast team. Katie retires. Doug takes over when he's 70.
Yeah, the good thing about Jerry and Doug, like if you had to do a power rankings of how they did at all 3 jobs, like they're pretty good at all of them.
Right.
Like Doug was a great player.
Yes.
I mean, for what he did, his role is broadcaster is very good. And so far, so good as a coach. Jerry, Jerry
was a great broadcaster.
Yeah. What?
I'm just saying, like
the coach.
I'm not going to say anything. Okay, here's what I'm not going to do. I'm never going to say anything resembling a bad word against Jerry Reynolds.
Right. The record's not the
I
best.
feel like it's okay to say record-wise.
Yeah. But GM, I mean, for what he helped.
That's why I paused.
Yeah, helped with the Kings and certainly with the Monarchs, helped get him a championship.
Jerry Reynolds, you have like Mount Rushmores of Kings, but like if there's the Mount Rushmores of like most important figures in Sacramento Kings history, Jerry's on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Jerry is on it.
For sure.
For sure. It almost made me say something bad about Jerry. I almost had a seizure.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do that.
I'm going to get him on the horn right now.
Right? Exactly. How is Jerry? I see him pop up every once in a while on the internet and stuff.
It's been a little while since I thought maybe I'm going to give a call to Jerry.
We haven't had Jerry Bear on the program
do that.
in a while. We should. You know what we should do next week? We should have Jerry and Gary week. We haven't talked to G-Man in a while.
It's been a while too, yeah.
And G-Man will be on the road. We can get a food update.
Yeah, I know he's going to his favorite place. If he hasn't
the pizza place in Boston.
Yeah,
right?
did he go? Oh, I thought he might have posted. I didn't see it if he had, but it's probably tonight.
You think so?
Yeah, because I'm sure, I don't know when they traveled yesterday, but they practiced. We talked to Katie here. I don't believe he went last. I bet it's today. Today will be his place.
You think so?
Pizzeria Regina.
Well, when did they leave? Yes. Do you know about when they leave?
I don't know for sure, but obviously she was on at 9. I know they practiced after that. And then I'm going to guess they left around 1 here. So if it's 4 or 5 hours and then you lose the 3 hour, I don't think he went last night. It's tonight.
And isn't there usually a line?
Yeah, but it's worth it.
What's the name of it again?
Pizzeria Regina, Regina.
It's not Regina.
It could be.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
I've been there twice. It's fantastic.
Well, currently right now it's 29 degrees in Boston. Feels like 8.
Yeah. The one I remember, so he told me the place, the time I was filling in for him in Boston, it was a pretty good walk from the hotel. And it was really cold. And this will tell you how far back it was. I had an iPod.
Yeah.
It froze. Like it stopped. Like all of a sudden I was listening, I had, earbuds in, or not buds.
Is that when you were on the Celtics broadcast team?
No.
Oh, okay.
And I was walking there. I'm like, why'd the music stop? And then my
oh my God,
iPod was in the pocket. I'm like, oh, it just, I mean, it didn't freeze.
Right,
it just
but
was
it
too
just,
cold. It
like
stopped.
when it gets too hot, it's like,
yeah, to stop.
You were there the day the music stopped. Because currently, right now, it's 8 degrees.
Oh,
19-mile-an-hour winds coming out of the northwest. So that's Canada.
Take an Uber or cab.
Yeah, take an Uber, G-man.
But then you get in there, it's small, it's quaint, it's cozy, it's warm. You smell the pizza.
I'll bet you it's too warm in there.
It is. Like so I obviously walked.
Yeah.
And once you stop, you're like, I'm a little bit warm. And I had like 9 jackets on. You're like, oh. And then you're just sitting at a table just. Oh. Are you ordering?
Yeah, why not? Just down 9.
You just hit like 95 numbers.
I know. It's not, there's no chance this is connecting, but no.
Hello.
Good morning, and want to let you know we're live. I just, for full disclosure, everybody, I texted the G-Man just to see if he was available. It's Jason, it's Dave, and good morning, G-Man. How are you from sunny and warm Boston?
Hey, the chill factor is swell.
So we were, and I told you this would be real quick. We're always. We wanted to try to get you on next week because just quite frankly, we miss you and it's been a while, but we started talking about how much we're in love with your road trips. And we know this is one of, if not your favorite spot, Jason was saying, on the road. It's 29 degrees currently, feels like 8 with winds 19 miles an hour out of the northwest. So 2 questions, Mr. G-Man. Number 1, have you visited your pizza place yet? And secondly, if you haven't, please tell us you're going to take an Uber because we're worried about you walking.
No and yes.
Yeah, it's tonight's meal, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now we moved the hotels a couple of years ago here in Boston. We stay at a remarkably nice Four Seasons. It's in closer to the Fenway Park area, Back Bay, I guess they call it in Boston. So the original, which I always have enjoyed, is a much further distance now from where we are. I usually walk here, but with this wind chill business, I don't know that I'm going to be doing that.
Yeah.
But there's one close by here. It's only like 2 blocks from Fenway Park. I say close by. It's, half, 3/4 of a mile from the hotel. So more than likely, I'll be visiting that place a little bit later on.
Now, I don't know if you've made the decision or not. I assume you have, and maybe this is private information. Feel free to decline my question. But do you know specifically what will be on the menu tonight for Gary Gerould?
Well, it'll be sausage and mushroom.
Oh, look at that!
That is absolutely the right answer. Sausage and mushroom. And will you be do you generally walk away with a few slices for back in the hotel room, or do you try to figure it out in the spot?
I'm a glutton. I eat it all on site.
On site.
All right. Well, that's hard-hitting radio from us, G-Man. Can I just say before we get off the phone with you that we heard your call at the end of the thrilling Miami double overtime game, and Jason and I both will often say when there's losses, the thing that makes it cut even deeper is disappointed G-Man. Not even mad, just disappointed G-Man. But when the wins are happening, the only thing that possibly makes it sweeter is your final call when we can hear the joy in your voice. And you, like so many, have been through it over the years, but nobody's been through it more than you. And you must have a smile on your face during this whole 5-game streak.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, considering 2 weeks ago, we were, headed to the bridge. And, everybody in Kings world. And, we're about to get a reality check. The Boston Celtics are pretty darn good, last I checked. And this trip, it's nicely spaced every other day. Then Chicago, then Milwaukee. We saw how good Milwaukee was last night, watched much of their game. So, yeah, we'll get a reality check here, but loving the fact that things have turned around, and I love the spirit of this team.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, we wanted to check in with you. We'll try to check in with you, your schedule permitting, next week. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy the pizza. And we always look forward to your reviews and your comments. So thanks for making a couple minutes for us.
It's Salivation City right here.
Thanks, G-Man.
Have a great time.
All right, guys.
Take care. Bye-bye. Salivation City.
Yeah, I think sausage and mushrooms.
It's such a great combo. Yeah. Like he could have gone like, oh, I'm gonna have pepperoni and something. Which
nothing wrong with. I mean,
nothing wrong with that.
I'm glad it was like, no, I'm going there. No matter weather, snow, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
He's going.
Doesn't matter. Also, no onion. He's being nice to his counterparts over there. You don't want to load up on onions before a call. I've put out a nice call out there, and everyone around you passes out. You don't want to do that.
And he's knocking it all back today.
Today. Wow. Yeah.
Good for him.
Good for him.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. When we come back, crosstalk with Alan Stiles. We'll also get to celebrity birthdays as well. One thing I did, I know we got a break, but one of the things I always love talking with G-Man about during win streaks. Did you catch the energy in his voice?
I did.
A little extra energy in his voice. Yeah. Weirdly reminds me of my friends at American Energy Heating and Air right now. Have a $49 tune-up and inspection special going on. That's probably about the price of a sausage and mushroom pizza out there. And you're getting your ducts inspected. My goodness. Normally, by the way, that's $119. Oh, if your system's 10 years or older, as Jason's and mine are, well over 10 years, it's free, as Alan Stiles would say. And God forbid there's something that, happens with your furnace and you need a new one. Guess what? Half off. Been in the business since 1981, A+ Better Business Bureau. Yeah, that's my folks at American Energy. Give them a call, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. We're back with Crosstalk and Celebrity Birthdays next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits. Get T-Mobile's best home internet starting at $55 a month with auto pay on any voice line. Plus, Price Lock. We won't raise your rate on internet. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Guarantees regular monthly rate plan price of fixed wireless 5G internet data with qualifying service. After $15 bill credit with postpaid voice line plus $5 a month without auto pay with debit or bank account. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks.
This sandwich is not just spicy, it's flavorful. Hi, this is Patayo. And this is Elsa. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick. Because the spice comes in at just the right moment. Oh, no. A little thing I love is that cilantro lime sauce. It's a fun blend of zesty and bold. That's what really makes me happy. Are you going to eat all your fries?
Order a Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich and a Diet Dr. Pepper on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
This sandwich is not just spicy, it's flavorful. Hi, this is Patayo. And this is Elsa. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick. Because the spice comes in at just the right moment. Oh, no. A little thing I love is that cilantro lime sauce. It's a fun blend of zesty and bold. That's what really makes me happy. Are you going to eat all your fries?
Order a Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich and a Diet Dr. Pepper on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now it's our lowest price of the season on our top-selling i8 smart bed. Your best savings plus special financing. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
There's a reason why more and more people are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville. And it's not just because they're centrally located next to Hagan Oaks Golf Course. It's because they make the car buying experience different than anywhere else. Yeah, of course they can get you a great price. That's the easy part. Where their general manager, Chuck Dean, and his team really make a difference is they don't believe you should have to sacrifice great customer service to get a great deal. Stomp on in today and see for yourself. That's Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's the place where a handshake still means something.
Hey, what's up, Sacramento? It's Kyle Draper. Turn up the cleanliness at your restaurant, healthcare, or industrial business with Alsco Uniforms, the official sponsor of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew. We've got you covered with crisp uniforms, hygienically clean linens, floor mats, and of course, mops delivered weekly. But that's not all. Alsco Uniforms also offers weekly services for first aid and restroom supplies. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Just go to alsco.com to learn more. Again, that's ALSCO.com.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Does Alan need does he need an invite? Do we need to send him a letter? We need to...
He's just in here, and then he's like, oh, they haven't gone to commercial yet? And then he's late.
He knows he can just walk in at any time. At any time. We could be on the air. Just come in.
He's always welcome.
I mean, that privilege is reserved for certain
Could you
people.
imagine like coming 30, 45 seconds late after we're already back from the break?
Never.
I'm just saying.
He was golfing, I think.
Were you golfing? You weren't early. You were in the other room. That doesn't count. Early, and so come in. What are you waiting? Do you need an embossed invitation? Just come in and sit down. No. Who cares? You're not going to distract us. We're pros, sort of. We've been doing this a long time.
You guys are doing your thing.
Literally could be still doing a segment. You could come in, just sit right there, put your stuff up. We'll be like, oh, Alan's coming up.
3 in the Key, Marley and Me.
Oh, that's a tough movie.
Yeah, I never saw it.
Oh, don't.
I did hear it was tough.
Oh, wow, the dog's dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
Spoiler. Wow, yeah, that is a kind of a spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Coming up with Alan Stiles a little bit later, 4 more tickets to the Sportsman's Expo. Or is that just me?
Just you.
Oh, never mind.
Alan, you will not be giving that away.
Hey, did you get any Leatherby's yesterday, though?
I did. I had more than I should have.
What was the story behind that?
Yeah, what was it?
And how much was it? Because he'd send it to everybody.
Oh, it's still in the fridge. I was going to use it. We're out of creamer. I was going to use it as creamer.
Downstairs?
The downstairs freezer.
I hope. Yeah.
I was going to use it as creamer.
What flavor did you go for?
Guess. What type of guy?
Let
me give you the options.
Give me some options.
Vanilla, mint chocolate chip, cookies and cream, chocolate chip cookie dough. What type of guy am I?
Chocolate chip cookie dough.
Oh, no, he's a mint guy.
Wait, chocolate chip, cookies. You did cookies and cream.
3 different answers, 1 correct.
It's not vanilla.
Carmichael Dave!
Thank you.
Mint, come on. I don't want to eat toothpaste.
That's 1-0 on the Newly Host game. Boom. Got it. I hope celebrity birthday.
I put some of the caramel sauce in my coffee.
And?
I didn't even think about there being. What do they bring like little like cups of it?
Huge cups.
And there's a bunch in the freezer?
Yes.
Do you think only vanilla's left?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, there was strawberry too, but what do we do?
I don't need fruit.
I'll just go to Jamba Juice, you know.
You gotta have something in your ice cream.
Fruit in my ice cream, stupid. Get out of there.
Smoothie.
Get out of there. I don't need fruit in my ice cream or my cookies.
Shout out Leatherby's though.
Shout
Great
out
ice
Leatherby's.
cream.
Love Leatherby's.
I couldn't stop eating the chocolate.
No, Leatherby's the best. Wow. So post-show ice cream, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. We
But
fight
really
over
fast.
We're not fasting.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah.
Fight over the vanilla.
No.
Well,
Wasn't that the first name of the show?
Fight over the vanilla. So, celebrity birthdays brought to you by. You know what would go great with that ice cream? Crumble cookies.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah. Oh
Sprinkles.
yeah. Like you get a bowl and you put a crumble cookie at the bottom, and then you turn over the thing of Leatherby's ice cream on top, and then you just eat it like a little pie.
But would
Zuki.
Would it turn over very well if it's packed in there?
No, turnovers are next week.
The crumble cookie, crumbuki.
Kabuki. Brought to you by Leather Crumble Bees.
Labuki.
Yeah. Oh, Labu. I haven't been there in a while either. Dill sauce and a baguette. The hot, the spicy.
You would just go get that from down the street at the station.
All the time. All the time. That was Katie's my spot. We go there after Friday shows. We get the baguette and the dill sauce, and then the hot Thai chicken soup. Oh my gosh! So
I was downtown. Went to El Fornaio yesterday for some Italian
big box rich people.
Yeah. And I really don't want to get in trouble.
Money.
I really don't want to get in trouble legally here, but
in
the
oh,
city,
don't worry, Dave beat you to it.
In the city, you do the street parking at every meter.
Yeah.
I won't say what I did, but I'll just say this: every meter where you put the coins in, the holder for the coins they were all popped out. Okay. And I don't know if it was on purpose or if somebody didn't do their job.
They use your card.
You put quarters in, and then
I'm putting them in,
and they come out, and you keep refilling it, and then you get your time.
Is that what happened?
I'm not saying that what I did, but I was very confused as to why everyone was popped out.
I thought everything was an app down there now.
It's probably going to be after
I
this
used
week.
my card. I can't remember last. I don't have any coins.
But yeah, similar to what Chris said, one could have
One
done
could
that.
do that.
Yes.
Do you carry change?
In the car.
Wow.
Yeah.
In the car for that reason. Because what am I going to do with it?
That is true. I have some in my console. Like you go through a drive-through and they give you.
I have the belt from the arcade.
Yeah. Remember the cars where they'd have the little coin like inserts for like quarters?
Yeah.
You ever have one of those? You pick up the console and there's a little place for
Quarters, nickels, and dimes or something. Maybe even pennies. I don't know.
What does a penny do now?
Yeah, because I got them in my car and I don't think they register.
Like if I became, this is another thing I'd run on. If I was president, I think I'd eliminate the penny. That's got to save money, right?
Oh, now you're taking money out of
yeah, whatever. Like,
from hardworking Americans.
No, like just
people just don't give you like sometimes they may not even.
Yeah.
Like, well, I still get 83 cents back.
I still remember my friend telling me he worked at this. He worked at a grocery store in this big high-end neighborhood, and he said he witnessed regularly people get their change and then throw it in the garbage on the way out.
That's what
crazy.
Yeah.
And then there's coin shaming too, right? If I have American coins, this is American money.
American coins.
You go to pay with it, and the person behind. Oh my gosh! And when I'm
that's when I get out my checkbook.
When I'm not that person, when I'm behind that person, I'm also annoyed. Even though sometimes I'm the coin person.
It's annoying. Same thing with like 27.
I don't want to use my card for a 50-cent Kit Kat or whatever.
No, I mean I hear that, but then you should have the 2 quarters ready when you go up.
No,
there
I only have pennies. And last time I checked.
Oh God, you do it with yeah. I can't. By the way,
they're in a roll. Here, take the roll.
Who goes into a store and spends 50 cents? That's a
can't be
lot of
gas
work.
station, something like that. And I got to use my card. I don't like little charges like that. Then they charge you for the charge.
You know, the other thing I would require as president too is all the prices have to be including tax and what you pay at the front, like no tricks. And then they all have to be like rounded up or down to a 5 or a 0. Like, could you imagine just walking in like, oh, how much is this candy bar? $1. Well, but how much am I paying? $1. Like that's it.
Yeah.
No, stop hiding tax.
Because then the coins will go away.
That's what I'm saying.
Because when it's 54 cents, lucky for you.
And you know, there's going to be some dude out there that kind of like, I need my coins. Well,
it's me. But I also hate them.
Right. I'm with you. Celebrity birthdays brought to you by Carmichael Dave Show.
Happy birthday to, where are we going to go here? Chad Ochocinco.
44.
46.
45.
Chris is closest, 47. Muggsy Bogues.
Now here's my guy.
Ooh, Muggsy Bogues is 52.
55.
56.
Chris is closest, 60.
Oh.
Happy birthday to Dave Matthews.
As in the band.
He was ready for that.
Dave Matthews is 63.
No, 60 on the nose.
56.
Chris is close. No, Alan and Chris closest, 58 for Dave Matthews. Kate Middleton.
35.
No, 40.
42.
Chris is closest, 43. And Michael Beasley.
Lefty.
Number 2 pick in the draft, I think, once upon a time. Mike's 40.
Oh, baby!
Is he 40? 39.
He is 38.
Chris is closest, 36.
Wow.
Clean sweep.
Coming up today, real quick, we got to go.
Yeah, that Sam Amick stuff was very
juicy.
eye-popping or ear-popping. So we will be playing that. We have the round table. Frankie Cardicelli, Brendan Nunez will be joining us and just breaking down all the sounds from Doug Christie and what he had to say to the team or to the media after practice.
That's Alan Styles. We're going to go get some ice cream for everybody who joined us. Thank you so much. Love all of you. Light the beam. Bye-bye now.
Friday night, King